Yes, 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 yes. We in the building. We in the building, my peopleizations. We
Salute,
in the
salute.
building. Just being E in the building. Drake 7-4, he in the building.
Salute.
Blade Brown in the building. Great Gambino in the building. The beautiful queen, Shaquille Fields, she's in the building.
Salute to the queen.
The beautiful queen, Cameron Fields, she's in the building.
Salute, salute to the queen. Salute to the queen.
Joe Johnson, what's up, nephew? He in the building.
What it do?
In the building. King Alley in the building. Unknown in the building. Dogfight, he in the building. My brother Woke, he in the building.
Salute.
Oh. Getting a call. Man, it never stops, Clay.
Yeah. Salute D-Boy. D-Boy, salute, King. Salute Mo Taylor in the building. Let me hit him with a little horn.
Yeah. Hit him, Clay.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to Isaiah GQ in the building. Salute to you, Blue Blood. Salute Erico. Salute to Marcus Martin in the building. Be unique. I like that. Salute to Be Unique. I like how you spelled it out. Real creative. Shout out to Legacy, my guy. Legacy over currency. Defined mindset. Legacy. So salute to you. I definitely appreciate the integrity in your name, bro. I love you. I'm gonna say it again. Legacy over currency. Defined mindset. Yeah, that's a person who first knows where he stands before he goes ahead and makes some stupid decision out here in these streets. Shout out to Mr. Big Play Bray. Mr. Big Play Bray in the building. Napoleon Word. That's an ill name, bro. You know what I mean? Salute to you. DVJ 600. Yeah, man. Salute Emmett Smith. I don't know if that's salute. Mark Wonderlick. Yeah, touch that like button for show, man. Definitely. Sosa, baby. Smell like Sosa. I don't know what you got written up under there, man, but salute to you, man. I don't know. I hope you black, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Big Time 4-5 in the building. Click, clap. Yeah. Jay Lynn, salute, queen. Salute to the queen. Jay Lynn. Car in the building. What up, fellas? That's what he just said. What's good with you guys, man? You want your vision back? Well, you know, go get that prescription put together. You be on point. I want my vision back in the building. Yeah, man. I think I pretty much ran through them. Y'all popping up in there now. And Geo James, Khalil 98. Okay, I see you, Official Hayes. Hey, yo, Felicia. Corey Lee Boxing, that's what's good, fam. Yeah, we're going to build today. Let's talk about it. Yes, sir. Let's get it. We in the building. So, we got an unofficial announcement, but an official announcement. Right? It's being reported, and I ain't even have to ask my sources. I ain't even reach out to nobody. But I know what it is. I already know what it is. But Coach Calvin on his Instagram, before the minions come in talking about, this is not true. Coach Calvin on his Instagram live just said that it's going to be in March. Just for the minions that try to come and say, that's not true. You don't know. Coach Calvin today on his Instagram, he did it by accident. And then he got off. But he announced it that it was going to be in March. And he said that, the queen, she's in the building. Arcelia the Menace. Yeah. The Menace. The vanilla drop. Making for 50% of the queens of the ring. She's in the building. Salute to the queen. Peace to the queen, Araceli. Peace to the queen. Hey, listen. I know my schedule will be all over the place, queen, but all y'all got to do is say the word. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Y'all welcome to come anytime you feel like it. So All you gotta do is say the word. If you want to do it for a fight, if you want to do it just cause, just let me know. It is what it is. Band up, nephew, in the super chat.
First color of the day. Salute.
He said, first of the day, Blue Blood, Bomb, salute, Blue, and Clay, salute. Nephew, man.
Yeah.
And your Seahawks did a number on my Niners, didn't they? Didn't they, nephew? You the first person I thought of. I was like, I ain't going on Instagram.
Stay low for the next couple of days.
Yeah. As soon as we lost, I was like, I ain't going on Instagram.
I'm gonna get low for a minute, man.
I said, I was peeking at my chat in my inbox. I'm like, is nephew in there? Nah, I'm good. I'm safe.
Yeah.
I was double dutching with my Instagram. Nah, won't get me. Nah, won't get me. Oh yeah, Tony Street. I'm a 9 until the day I die. But man, we just look bad, bro. We just look bad. Clay, he said he wanted you to hit the bomb on him.
There you go. You good.
Yeah,
say
man.
The bomb is for Claymore, and you know y'all been beating us for the past 3 years. Not me, man. I'm a Jets fan, bro. I'm a humble football fan, bro. I'm a humble fan, bro.
Tony, man, it's just hard to, bro. I couldn't believe it, bro. And I was in Pittsburgh with my son at the football game, at the Steelers game. I was like, bro, dude that I'm at the bar because they got the Steelers got a bar where you watch the games, the other games that's playing after the game. And dude was like controlling the channel, and he was like, "You want me to change the channel?" I was like, "If you touch that channel, you're gonna lose the finger." He's like, "Oh, no problem, brother. No problem, brother. No problem, brother.
No touche pas, bro. No touche pas."
Yeah. So let's get into this, right? Let's get into this. So, we got C Money Best Style. What's up, family? So it's been said now. I'm just wondering, Clay, because we know you're gonna get these minions in here. Can't wait.
It is what it is. They out there. They on their job, man.
Yeah, they coming, right?
They getting they punched the clock. As soon as they seen the log go, they punched in. Bang! I'm on the clock. Let's get it.
I just want to know, Clay, Leonard Ellaby did about 30 interviews.
Yo, Leonard Ellaby, by the way, is a diabolical interviewer, bro. Like the way anyway, go ahead, bro. He's the best. He knows how to say nothing and say a whole lot at the same damn time. Go ahead.
Hey, Curry, beautiful queen, she's in the building. So he did about 30,000 interviews.
He was busy this weekend.
He was asked about Tank Davis. How many times, Clay, did you hear him say we had issues with the venue?
Not once. Not once.
As a matter of fact, every time somebody asked him about what happened, he sidestepped it.
Like a pro. He taught a class.
Right.
He knows how to answer them questions, man.
Not one time did Leonard Ellaby say, Clay, listen, Clay. It's just common sense. If you had an issue with a venue, what's the secrecy to be like, bro, we Tank wanted to be there. We couldn't come to agreement with the venue. We had to change it.
Right.
If that were to be the case, the only person to this day, Clay, that said it was an issue with the venue,
Danny Boy,
is Dan Raphael.
Oh, Danny Boy.
Not one other person has said that they had an issue with the venue, hence the reason why they moved it. Not one.
Yeah. Yep.
Not one person. Leonard Ellaby was asked over and over. Coda, what's up, family?
Salute, Coda, my bro.
He was asked over and over and over again. What was the issue? Why was the fight moved back? And all he kept saying, when it's ready, it's going to be an announcement.
You're going to get an announcement soon. That's the only thing he said. If it was an issue with the venue, why wouldn't Leonard Ellerbe just say, hey, bro, we had an issue with the venue. Things didn't work out. We got to move it back. Guess what, people? And guess what, Clay? Tank ain't even in the country.
He in Japan? Did he make
I don't
it over
know
there?
where he at, but he ain't even in the country.
Living his best life, man.
So let me ask you, Clay, if the issue was a venue, that could be solved in a blink of an eye, right?
Right. I mean, look, it's clearly not the venue because unless, I mean, what are you saying? You're not allowed? Are you not allowed to perform in the Toyota Center? Because if you really want it, if I see you go to Brooklyn, I'm assuming you didn't want to do it in Texas, not because you couldn't do it in Texas. Is that the narrative that we want to push out now, that they're not allowed to showcase in Texas? Because if you wanted to do it in Texas, then you would have done it in Texas. Even if it wasn't on the 14th, the next day would have been in Texas, right? So it's beyond an issue with the venue as far. I mean, I don't know. Once again, Blue, I'm gonna be 100 with you. Sometimes I wonder, like, people have different ideas. When they say it's a venue issue, maybe it could be a whole bunch of different things, right? Maybe the issue is they're not getting the love that they thought they were going to get. They're not getting the ticket sales they thought they were going to get. They're not getting the buzz. Maybe they got people out here doing censuses, a bunch of census and algorithm checks, and they're seeing that this is not the best place to make the money. Maybe the venue issues is personal issues with how profitable or how feasible it is to make a show in Texas and recoup on the money that they're going to have to spend to put this card together. There might be multiple reasons as to why they're saying venue issues, but I think on face value, when we're saying venue issue or when we hear venue issues, we're thinking there's problems with the
Clay,
venue.
But Clay, I got to stop you right there. Because you're saying they. Ain't his own.
Right. I mean, like I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, Dave, what I'm picturing some team. You know what I'm saying? That's coming to this conclusion. I'm picturing like multiple people sitting around. In my mind, I'm picturing like a press, a conference room with about 10 to 15 people who are in charge of putting things like this together, and they're speaking and they're coming to conclusions on how they're going to move forward with the. Because I look at Tank Davis as like this big business, like a franchise. GTD is like a movement with 100 people behind it, pushing this whole entire train moving forward. So I'm thinking, on face value, for Dan Raphael to come out and say there's venue issues, most people read it as there's a problem with the venue, something wrong with the venue, some dealings or something wrong with the venue. And maybe it's just a word being used in the wrong way or on a broader way. Maybe venue issues means a multitude of other things that we're not taking into consideration. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I know it doesn't seem like, for me, it's simple as they didn't want to do it in Houston anymore. For some reason, Tank's team, not including Tank, because Tank pretty much thought it was going to be in Houston the whole damn time. It seemed to me he was in the dark right next to us, it looked like, from the outside looking in. But the team seems to have made a decision, we don't want to do it in Houston anymore. And they're calling it maybe a venue issue as to why they don't want to do it. But it is what it is. I don't know. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea whatsoever. But at the end of the day, if it's not about physical issues with the venue, if it's not the venue can't be used because of some physical thing, I'd have to say that it's connected to the finances. It's connected to the money, whether it's the profits, whether it's the money that they're being asked to pay up front, whatever it is. That's the only other venue issue I could connect with that term. Just from the outside looking in. And we're going to stay on the outside because ain't nobody going to reach out to us and give it to us from the horse's mouth. So it is what it is.
Yeah, Clay, go back to what I said. It was money issues.
Right. That's what I think it was. I'm very confident that's what it was.
I don't care how you get to the money issue. It's just an issue with the money.
Yep.
Period. I don't care what route you take to tell me that it was about the money. It's about the money. I don't care if it was, oh, well, Tank never asked for this amount of money. Well, what's the issue? Well, they ain't have the investors. Well, it's still about the money. I don't care. The root of the problem is the money.
Yeah.
Period. And it goes back to what I said from the very beginning. It was better suited to be on this side of things to begin with. Now, again, for Tank Davis, he's a draw wherever he goes. So he's well in his right to demand to go wherever he wants to go.
Right.
Again, like I said from the beginning, this was not, see, the minions and the not so smart people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can't get out their own way and see, because they got too much, it's too much meat gobbling going on with grown men, number one, too many fanboys, and too much delusion, right? Again, like I said, I never said it was Tank Davis's fault. I said that he's well in his right to demand what he wants to demand at this stage of his career. And if they cannot keep up pace with what his demands is at where he's at in this gesture of his career, then that's on the business. That's not on him.
100%.
If he wants to, he been saying he wants to fight in Texas, in Houston. He's been saying that for a long time.
100%.
So why can't he fight in Texas? They made up some bogus lie to tell the fans and the people through a credible source in Dan Raphael. That's why he cited sources told me.
Right. And can I add to that?
Yes,
can I say that it wasn't even as serious as, like, to say it was venue issues was something real, like, blanket statement to say that. The issue comes in where people feel like what defending Tank looks like is they give value to things, right? Like, so you bring up money and you say, okay, well, it's money issues. I had somebody tell me it was money issues. You can believe it or you cannot believe it, right? From the outside looking in, you could believe blue or you cannot believe blue, right? But to attack the credibility of this man so fiercely shows how much weight the finances hold to you guys as fans more than the actual fight happening, right? Because you take it as a personal insult and you feel like you need to step up. But why can't it be money issues? Why can't Tank want more money? Why is it if Tank wants more money that's some unfounded, ridiculous statement to make? Or is it defending the PBC? Is that what it is? Is this the fact that you want to defend the PBC? Is it Tank? Do you know even which one it is that you're trying to defend? Because I never understood what the big deal was for it to be that Tank wants more money. I never understood what the big deal was, why I needed such a pushback to the point to where you need to be debunked and discredited to this point right now to see where we are today, at that the event's not happening in Houston and that it's happening somewhere else, that be the big deal. That Tank wanting more money turned it into Tank is not good or Tank is doing bad, or I don't know. How, you know what I mean? However you guys end up painting that, how did it end up there?
Right.
Like, even this dude right now, I see the hate continues. Why is that hate? It is what it is, right? Like, I don't understand what the big deal is. It's only a big deal until y'all make it a big deal. Then it starts to look funny because now people are pushing back at you guys, wondering what the hell you guys are pushing so hard to defend something that doesn't need to be defended. Things like this happen every day. I don't know. It dragged for a long time, and it just seems weird that it dragged this long over a topic that didn't take away from Tank.
Because this is what happens, Clay. People are more concerned with me being wrong. That's what the concern is. They're more concerned with trying to prove me wrong than actually trying to see the best fight the best, or actually trying to pay attention to what's actually being said. They don't pay attention.
Coda just hit it right on there. I don't know if you just read what Coda put in there, but that's right on the damn nail, bro. 100% what he just said.
Salute to G Tatted Up Nephew in the building in the super chat. He says, salute, Unc and Clay. Real news live. Salute. Oh, for sure. I got to give it to you real. You understand? You talking about this one?
No, not that one. I didn't even read that one. It's the other one right here. It starts off with, it's not money issues as in they're broke.
This one?
No, keep going up. Go up from that one.
Okay,
up.
This one.
Right there. That's the one.
Yeah, he said it's not money issues as in they're broke. Y'all, it's money issues as in it's an investment. So if they pay Tank what he wants, they need to invest and the money to come back in return. What they mean is
that's what they mean.
Thank you, Coda. Thank you, Coda.
That's exactly what it comes down to, bro.
Right.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. DCG said because the venue changed and we still. Oh my God, bro. It feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Like in the sport of boxing, it just adds stupidity. It's instant stupidity.
Yeah.
There is no sense. It's amazing. People just choose not to use their brain. What are you talking about? If there was an issue with a venue, oh my God.
But Blue, look, it's business. It's always about money. It's 9 out of 10 times it's about money.
But
like I don't understand it. It's about making money.
It's just common sense. If I had an issue with a venue, why would I leave the country? That can be fixed in the blink of an eye. If you don't have my money and you can't pay me, I'm stepping off the scale until you get it right.
Right.
Come talk to me when you get it right. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness. I just picture people walking in the walls backwards consistently.
Yeah, they push it too far. They make it, because I'm telling you, I can picture in that, whoever that guy's name is, I don't remember his name right now, but in his mind, this is a big deal. Like, because, and I said this before on other topics where other people kind of try to confront and debate and whatever they want to call it about certain things. It's because you guys know in your own mind that this is an issue that holds a lot more weight to you than you want to admit. Whereas to us, it's light work. We just calling it how we see it. Oh man, clearly, you know what I'm saying? If Blue gets a message from somebody who's close to the situation, like, yeah, bro, he's wanting to get more money, then it just easy. Okay, so it's probably about money, bro. What is it's business at the end of the day. Why not have the event on December 14th? It's money, bro. It's money being made. We can make more money in another way. We're not making as much money as we can. We need to, like Coda says, there's a certain amount of money being paid out on a guarantee. We need to lock in this return to make sure that we're in a profitable situation, because outside of Tank, there's a business that needs to be ran. There's a new relationship being nurtured between PBC and Amazon. They don't need every event that they're doing to be putting Amazon in the hole. So they're just a little bit more conscious of that return on investment. And they're having second thoughts about the reaction of the space to the fight and the marketing that the fights had an opportunity to receive, and the money coming back to be over the amount of money they put out. That was a long-winded version of, it's not as serious, or I'm gonna pull it back. It's not as simple as these dudes is broke, but at the end of the day, it's business. Business is about money. You don't get into business for nothing else but money. You guys can act like it's about love and passion and all that. No, it's about money in, money out. And that's a simple idea within itself. What goes behind that can make it complicated, but the idea is simple. It's not that crazy. It's money in, money out. We either winning or we not. We making as much money as we can, or we're not making it as much money as we can. And the decisions get made based on the answers to those questions being one way or the other. It's easy, but you guys make it so damn complicated. You go so far with it. Yeah, they don't mean it was the money. Yeah, they moved the venue, so don't. So why did they move the venue? Why did they move the venue?
But look what Carmen said. But this is only for logical people who can think logic. Joe Townsend, what's up, family? TSM7, what's up? D-Boy Dad, what's up? JDM, what's up? Carmen said, peace and blessings to the queen first and foremost. Carmen Serene, the beautiful queen. She's in the building. And happy late Vets Day, Carmen. She's a vet, too. She said, oh, man, I forgot to tell you that, man. Blessings, happy Vets, too. To you, too, family. Thank you, man. Thank you for protecting the country, man.
Salute.
For sure, man. For sure. That don't get said enough, bro.
I know.
And people volunteering bro, that could get ugly quick. She said, because the same way they booked, she said it's not a venue issue, because the same way they booked the Barclays, they could have booked the Toyota Center. Right.
Yeah.
It's just common sense.
It's not complicated. I don't understand what the big, even right here, he says, where's the proof that it was about money? I mean, what do you think it was then? If it wasn't about money, what was it? Share your opinion on it.
Right.
And if you say venue issues, where my water at, man? So I get some water, bro. Because if you say venue, I don't even know what to say back at you, bro.
Right. Like, it's just, Clay, it's just not this hard.
No, it's not that complicated.
It's not.
It's not money. You know what I mean? It's everything but the money. You know what I mean? That's what drives
think
you.
About this.
Frederick Longhorn, what's up, family? If I'm Tank and it's an issue with the venue, that can change like this, right? They can switch the venue like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Clay,
I would think.
Clay, let's say he's just steadfast on having the venue in Texas and the Toyota Center, right? Then why would it be in Barclays Center?
Right.
He wouldn't want it. He ain't going to change it regardless, right? So what issues? The venue is still available. This dude said better price in New York. Oh my goodness. It's more expensive at the Barclays Center, not so.
I would think it is, but it might be. It could be marketing. It could be the deal that the Barclays Center is willing to offer them. There's so many things that we aren't aware of. But I'm telling you, it's business, man. 9 out of 10 times, it's money driving the decisions, bro. That's what else would drive the decision but money. You know what I mean? Like, would you rather believe like there's roaches inside of the Toyota Supercenter, or the ceiling is faulty or something, and they don't want, like, what do you want to believe? It's business. It's not that complicated. It's money driven. You can take this back down to corner sales, the sales on the corner, bro. You know what I mean? You don't got to be Donald Trump to understand the concept of how these things work. This is just, you can break it right back down to selling nicks on the corner, bro. Money in, money out, bro. Paid this, need to get this back. That's it.
Exactly. Look what the Queen said. She said Texas has no state tax, so New York probably doesn't have better prices. Right? Why would you? New York?
Listen. So let me ask you this question, Blue. So if it ain't the better prices, if they're paying more money in New York right now, right? If they're paying more for this event, then what's driving them to go there and not keep it in Houston where they're paying less money?
This is what I'm trying to say, Clay. It makes no sense. If I'm having an issue with the venue, I'm gonna go to New York or LA.
Mm-hmm.
The most expensive places you could possibly go.
Right.
I think New York or LA.
I think it's as simple as this. If Tank is asking for a guarantee, let's say Tank is asking for what with the rumored 15 million guarantee, right? Let's say that's what the issue is. If they're going to shoot him a 15 million guarantee, we can say it's safe to say that now they have to go ahead and pay everybody else on the undercard accordingly. And to get that return on investment, how many people are going to fill in the building, and also how's the pay-per-view going to do in the back end? They got to figure a way out to recoup, let's say 17 million. Let's say 17 to 20 million dollars they're going to spend just on paying the fighters, and then, you know what I mean, whatever the venue cost, marketing, blah, 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 blah. Let's say they spend about 25 million, 30 million to put on this event when it's all said and done. They need to bring back that money. They need to bring back that money. It is what it is at that point. So now they got to make it make sense. If they can't picture the pay-per-view selling a certain way, maybe they wanted to coming at a different time of the year. Let's keep in mind that December 14th is a week before the Tyson Fury and the Alexander Usyk 2 fight, right? That's the week before it. And you guys are going to charge a $70 to $90 pay-per-view the week before that fight, when that fight's probably going to be on for like $40, $20. I don't know what it's going to be. I promise you it'll be cheaper than that $70. So that's competition already within itself. Right. Then you got the holidays and a bunch of stuff other things going on. People buying Christmas gifts, people spending their money taking vacations, doing things with their family. Maybe they moved the situation based off of the profitability of doing something around that time with that much competition. Either way, however you want to break it down, it's money. It's money in, money out. And the more money Tank is getting as far as guaranteed is concerned, the more pressure it puts on them as far as finding a way to make that money back. That's what it comes down to. So ideally, they got to put that event at a time where they have their best chance of making the most money that they can make. As far as Houston, Texas, I don't know. Maybe they decide they want to do it on March 1st, and we saw March 1st is occupied in Houston. And March 1st has an actual event. The Houston Rockets are playing on March 1st. So maybe they wanted to keep it out there in Houston on March 1st, but they couldn't because of the game. And so, therefore, now they got to move it to it could be a combination. Do you see how I put that together? It could be a combination of the timing. It could be a combination of the money of the guarantee Tank needs. Maybe they try to come and Tank by, listen, let us give you a lower guarantee, and now we can put the situation on in Houston because we can we have bigger space for failure. But if the guarantee has to be what we promised you a while back, then we can do that. But we shouldn't do it around this time. We need to move it accordingly, left or right like this, so that everybody can win, because they still have to be aware of their relationship with Amazon and them being profitable as a company. They don't have that budget that Showtime was giving them. So, I mean, I'm thinking out the box, maybe. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to the money. That's what it comes back to. I promise you. It's going to come back to the money if you just want to be honest. Now, you can go with the roof had a leak theory if you want. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? You can go with the roof is leaky and this is not a safe way. Go keep doing that if that's what y'all feel like going with. That's y'all business.
Right. It's Clay, it's just simple mathematics. I mean, if it was an issue with the venue, it can easily be solved. It's not an issue with the venue.
No, it's not.
It was an issue with investors. They wanted to find the proper investors to invest in this fight to make the money. Now, I don't even know. Again, like I said, I was told Tank was asking for more than $3 million is what he was being offered. $3 million. And he wanted more than $3 million. Now, there's reports that it's 15, whatever. I don't know what number he was looking for. I continue to say this. And I continue to be proved right. I said that he was looking for more money. So now, Tank, what's more logic, Clay? Tank saying, hey, bro, I need more than $3 million to guarantee me with this fight.
He deserves more too, like just off his name. He deserves it.
But on the same token, right, Clay? Isn't it what's more logical when you're using your common sense, right? Your everyday common sense, that they probably said, okay, cool. Well, we got to find the money then. Right? So let's try to find the money, so on and so forth.
Now finding the money adds on. If you're going to try to find the money, you're talking about investors, convincing investors. Right. So if you speak to investors, the first thing they're going to want to know is what my return going to look like and show me the numbers that you guys are expecting on getting back. So now they got to make that make sense. How do they do that? What does that look like? Well, you putting them up on an uphill battle, because now they got to fight Christmas, they got to fight New Year's, they got to fight Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, they got to fight all types of uphill battles. Maybe it's not that attractive to an investor around that time as it is March 1st, where maybe there aren't a bunch of other events to compete against and holidays to compete against. You know what I'm saying? Check last comments. It's the answer. It's the answer. Okay. It's the answer.
So that's all I was saying from the beginning. All I said from the beginning was, I was told, Ben Davis, what's up, that Tank wanted more than the $3 million that they was offering him. Right? And that they don't have the budget from Amazon. So they have to come up with the money to pay Gervonta Tank Davis. That's why if it was an issue with a venue, Tank Davis would have just automatically, right? He would have just been like, all right, let me stick around. According to Coach Calvin, he was never even in training camp. So if he wasn't even in training camp, he didn't start camp, and he's not even in the country right now, what leads you to believe it's an issue with the venue? Furthermore, I told you guys, now multiple people have reached out to me from Errol Spence' team and like, bro, Errol ain't taking no short money, bro. I have legit people. The first person that told me is 1,000% a legit source in this sport of boxing. Legit. And he told me, bro, Errol ain't taking no short money. That's not happening. So when I said that on air, remember the other day when me and you was talking, right? I had two members from Errol Spence's team that say, yo, Blue, the boy want to get back in the ring. He gonna get back in the ring, but he earned his keep. What does that mean?
That means give me my monies.
Give me my bread.
100%, bro.
So what? So why is it far-fetched to what I'm telling you? When you can see Amazon did not give them a budget, period.
It's because of it's a fact. G-Tad had said it earlier in the chat. I scrolled up and I read what he said. They look at us like tank haters, so they automatically attacking. They're automatically attacking anything we say because they say we're saying it based off of hating Tank. So they just attacking it without any discretion, without any examining of the facts or the data or whether it makes sense or doesn't make sense. They're just gonna attack it because they feel like it's coming from a bad place. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is what it is. But it, you know what I mean, it is what it is. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. So the thing is, if you listen to what I was saying from the beginning, but people don't listen. People don't listen. Right. I was saying from the beginning, I was on Tank's side with this. Never said anything against him. Right. Because again, am I in favor of him fighting Lamont Roach over Shakur Stevenson? No. Or any other fighter at 135, like Dennis Baranchik? You know, no. But again, what did I say, Clay? I said from the very beginning, they let Canelo do it, and we claim that Tank is one of the faces of the sport of boxing. They let Canelo Alvarez do it. Why can't Tank do it?
You know why? Because they're friendly with Tank. They're not friendly with Canelo. And I hope that don't go over nobody's head. They cool with Tank, so they expect Tank to take bigger chances and risk and understand. Canelo's not an understanding a fighter. He's a listen, bro, we're not cool like that. My money is this. When you have my money, let me know so we can make the fight happen. With Tank, it's like, you know, we're a team, we're a family, and we're building things together, and work with us here, and we'll work with you there. Hold us down here, and we'll hold you down there. And they play those games with him. And I think Tank is getting to a place where the games are like, he's not really interested in the game so much. So he's becoming a little bit more hard-nosed on his money, on his guarantees and things like that. He's starting to realize that those things aren't necessarily his responsibility anymore. Like, y'all growing is great. I respect you guys as a company, everything like that. But my money is my money, and I want my business to be a little bit more black and white. You know, he seems to be pushing back a little bit more on that. You know what I'm trying to say, Blue? Like let's say, I don't want to take it to no street ish, right? But I'm going to say, let's say I come here and I buy a product off you. I buy a product off you, and you've known me ever since high school. So maybe I might hit you. Let's say the product I'm buying off you is $2,000, but let's say I'm used to coming at you and being like, yo, I got 17. Let me just hit you with that 300 on Friday. And you let me slide a lot because we cool like that. But at some point you start to become a little more hard nosed. Like, hey, bro, we've been doing this for a while, bro. I just need you to, you know, the numbers is good numbers that I'm giving you. They're not bad numbers, but I need you to do like everybody else. And I start feeling some kind of way. And now our relationship business wise is changing just a little bit. And I think that's what we're seeing. I think we're just seeing Tank become more of that boss that we want him to become. He's not doing it on the matchmaking side as much as we like him to do it. But as far as on the business side, it seems like he's becoming a little bit more hard-nosed, where he may push back a little bit, where you might come at him and try to shortchange him. He may not be as comfortable with being shortchanged anymore. He might be more like, nah, bro, that's not what it is, man. You know what the numbers is. We talked about this already. Bop, 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 bop. All those things could be happening right now. And those conversations can get deep. And yes, I'm speculating to a degree, but what I'm saying is it's more reasons that line up with money issues than a venue issue. A venue issue is black and white, like pow, a venue issue. If you just take it on a surface level for what is being said. But I guarantee you, if we keep talking about the venue issue, I bet money comes back around to money. I bet you it comes back to money.
There's no way on this green earth it's an issue with a venue, man. Come on, man. I mean, come on. At some point in time, we got to start using our common sense. Again, like I said, Leonard Ellaby did about 1 trillion interviews this week. And not once did he say we was having an issue with a venue. Not once. Michael Ford, brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. PBC need to make up with Floyd and ask for a loan. I mean, you see, it's not a coincidence that, I mean, come on, man.
Don't think it hasn't already happened.
Floyd is
issue.
completely separating himself.
Right.
Completely separating himself.
Right.
Like, we got to start using our common sense, people.
I'm hearing there's issues there already anyway, potentially issues there anyway, based off bread between him and said company. You know what I mean? With monies that may be in dispute or owed, or things that might be in discussion as far as how the business relationship may be in dispute right now. So that might have a lot to do while Floyd is standing where he's standing at. Because you know what I'm talking about, Blue? Like
Right.
I've heard there's some potential conversations that are not unsettled issues when it comes to things like that with them.
Right.
So.
Right. And the thing, and salute to my brother, Mr. Hayes, Fight Hub Hayes, Marcus Hayes, the best reporter in the business, in the building. What's up, family? What's up? So now think about this, right, Clay?
Mm-hmm.
When we said the matchmaking for the fight, people complained about that. Man, why you hating on this fight? Tank can fight who he want. Why you hating on it? Clay, did you see the odds?
Yeah, nobody believes not one bit that Lamont Roach is gonna win this fight.
It said
nobody. Even his fans will be like, his fans protest. You know what their argument is? It's gonna be competitive though. I bet you it's gonna be competitive. That's what they say. But no, I've not heard one person yet. If somebody in the chat would like to hit the link or say something in the chat who's picking Lamont Roach to win this fight, please let me know. I haven't met one person yet who has said they thought he's going to win this fight. Nobody, not even people who are supposedly close to him or people that are part or calling for him to win that fight.
Clay, the odds is 17-1.
Yeah.
That's nasty work.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Nobody believes nobody, and that's all it comes down to, man. You're right. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I wonder. I don't wonder. I don't really care. But I would think that Lamont Roach is getting his biggest payday. But what does that even look like? Because what was his biggest payday before this fight? So what does his biggest payday look like?
I was told he was going to get like 600,000.
That's what I heard too. Somewhere in that, I heard it was hundreds of thousands. You know what I'm saying? So that's convenient.
And he said it himself. He ain't getting his biggest payday or something like that. Remember, he was like, "I'm not getting life-changing something to that nature."
Life-changing money. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that in itself tells you everything you need to know.
100%.
You're supposed to get life-changing money when you fight Canelo and Tank.
They keep using the word sweepstakes next to their name all the time. So
if you land in the Tank sweepstakes, you're supposed to get life-changing money, aren't you?
That's what last time I heard. I keep saying that. People think I'm crazy for saying that when I say nobody ain't fighting Tank, you know what I mean, for legacy as much as they fighting him for money. I mean, there's legacy there. He's Tank, but the money's really why you know what I mean? That's why you take a rehydration clause. That's why you get pulled up in weight. That's why you cut weight and you go down and you put yourself in that position. You don't put it there because it's an opportunity to become the undisputed champion of the world. You do it because it's a chance for you to change your life with a lot of money.
Right. Salute to my brother, Fight Hub Hayes. He's in the building. He said, got a chance to interview Leonard LB yesterday, only confirmed the opponent. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not once did he mention the venue. Hey, man, if I'm having an issue with the venue, you can place blame on the venue.
That's what I think and I think it comes down to that. That's what they don't understand, that when you say that, we're going to look at them. And then when you talk to them and they're like, nah, we good. We ready. They ain't book it with us. That's why it ain't happening. Then it's like, okay, so what's the venue issue?
If I got an issue with the venue, I'm going to put the blame on the venue. Man, they ain't trying to play ball. We was trying to go there. They wasn't trying to go there. We going elsewhere.
Right.
Simple and plain.
Right.
When have you called the venue and the venue tell you, still to today, you call the venue and they like, yeah, no, it was booked. No. Then they tell us, well, we ain't speak to the right people. Come on, man.
Yeah. And I see what G Chatter is saying, but G Chatter, with every piece of that statement you just said right there, I can address each part of it and show you why none of those sources are credible in the conversation for real. I can tell you Clarissa Shields is going to say that off the strength of people don't want to disrespect Lamont Roach because he's a nice guy and he's a competitive boxer and he's a champion in his division. So they're not going to sit there and shoot him down and make him sound like like a tomato can. You know what I mean? Shakur's going to say that because he don't like Frank. He's going to say that he's a better fighter than Frank because he don't like Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? a lot of people who are speaking on this topic are speaking on the fact that, you know, and it's like me, even when I talk about it, I try to hold Lamont up. I try to hold him up as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? I try to be like, yo, man, great champion. I want to see him at 130. I think he's a great fighter. He is a champion, but this is not the fight that people wanted to see. I try my best not to knock him down because he doesn't deserve to be knocked down. This is an opportunity for him, and we understand him taking this opportunity. What is he? Of course, he's supposed to do what he's doing. I heard lately, another statement he made is after this, he wants to go and challenge up at 140. He wants to challenge whoever the WBA champion is at 140. So he's trying to show that this is, you know what I mean? Salute to him, man. 100% salute to him, bro. 100% salute to him. But at the end of the day, like I said, I haven't found one person yet who is projecting or giving Lamont Roach an opportunity to win this fight. Nobody. I haven't found one person yet to do it, bro. Not one person. Not one person.
I'm glad you brought that up. And salute to Nephew G tatted up. But Clarissa Shields, you got to understand this too. This is what you're not understanding, Nephew G tatted up. Yes, Clarissa Shields, Shakur Stevenson, they have a relationship with Lamont Roach. So they're going to big up Lamont Roach. If it was truly that, Vegas don't get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You think these odds came out and they just made a grave mistake? No. Right. This is business, and they in the money business. Exactly, Mr. Hayes. It ain't Lamont Roach's fault because Tank chose him.
Right.
But let's be real, okay? These 17-1 odds. That's why when things happen with Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua, when they lost to Andy Ruiz and Buster Douglas, that's why the world got turned upside down. The reason the world got turned upside down when they lost was because they simply was not supposed to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Period. If it was a close fight, the world wouldn't turn upside down. They turned upside down because you simply not supposed to lose.
Right.
Period. So can it be more competitive than expected? Possibly.
I hope it is. I want it to be more competitive.
Can Lamont Roach rise to the occasion? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the odds is against him, right? This is his opportunity. So you never know when you give a guy this type of an opportunity, what he'll do with it.
100%. If Tank ain't taking him seriously, it could be a bad night for Tank. If he plays with him too much, he shouldn't play with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, like I said, man, it's hard to have this conversation and not look like you're making Lamont Roach look unworthy, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. Right. It's hard to say something like this without it shining negative light on him. And that's why you'll see people who are respectful to Lamont Roach give credibility to this fight off the strength of that. You'll see that. You'll see people who are just like, that's a good dude, respectable dude, a great champion at 130 pounds. They don't want to sit there and knock him, bro. So they're going to give this fight some legitimacy based on that. But like I said, I still ain't bump into the person who's giving Lamont Roach the win. I haven't found him. I haven't seen nobody in this chat say it yet. I've not seen one person in this chat, 300 people inside this chat. Not one person has said, man, I got Lamont winning. I can see Lamont winning this. I know exactly how he'd win it. I don't see nobody saying it. Nobody. So
that's another thing. G Tat Up Nephew said that Lamont said he fought 3 times at 130. That means nothing.
He's a 130-pound champion, brother.
He competes at 130. He competes at 130.
Look what Enzo said down there. Because people keep.
He said Tank was minus 800 versus Frank Martin.
Yeah, he's minus 1,700 versus
Lamont Roach.
More than double. You know what I'm saying? Against Lamont.
Right. It's more than double.
Women lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the thing is,
again, like I said, can it be an upset? It's boxing, yes. Will it be an upset? Is the question that you have to ask yourself.
No
Can
doubt.
it be an upset? Yes. Right? Can you find somebody, like Clay said, can you find somebody to bet the house on Lamont Roach?
Just give me, not even bet the house. Just say he gonna win. Bet no, risk no money. Just say you think he gonna win. Risk
Well,
no money. There's no risk in saying that.
When people don't have nothing to lose, they'll say anything.
But they won't even say it. Even though they got nothing to lose, they still won't say it. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though there's nothing to lose, they still won't say it. You
Right.
feel me? Let's start there. Just say it. People know not to say that.
Right. Salute to my brother, Mr. Hayes. He said to keep it a buck with you guys. I really want to see Tank versus Keyshawn. Me too.
Don't say that.
But let me tell you this though, right? But I'm gonna say this though. I don't want to see it next. I want to see it after. I think Keyshawn, and this is no slight and disrespect to Keyshawn.
Go get that belt.
Go get some more experience. Go be in that championship fight. Go fight. This is my wish, right?
Like
Mr. Hayes, this is my thing. I would love to see him fight Dennis Berinchek and then fight Andy Cruz. If he beats Dennis Berinchek and becomes a world champion and beats Andy Cruz, his confidence will be at an all-time high. He will go into that fight against Tank with his confidence at an all-time high. It will be hard for him to say, I'm going to lose this fight. And that don't mean he's going to win. But his competitiveness, his aura, everything in him is going to say, I ain't losing this. He's going to give us everything he have. You know what I'm saying? He'll be so confident, he'll dig to places, no diddy, that he probably don't even know he could go to. Because of his confidence, especially beating Andy Cruz and being the champion. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see from Keyshawn first. Because Tank can break your will, bro. Tank can break your will. He can break you down. Tank he ain't gonna be, you can't rattle Tank. When you're fighting a fighter that you can't rattle, it's hard to beat those types of fighters. Mm-hmm. It's extremely hard to beat them because nothing you throw at them is going to rattle them. Just to give you an example, and I'm going to do a video about this. Peace, bless to the Queen, Tay Brown. Salute to the 11520. But I watched this interview with Demetrius Andrade. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, the one that he just did with Punch.
Yeah, he sound very.
I saw some of it.
He sound very punchy already. He don't sound like himself, right? He sounds completely different. And I'm gonna do a video about that. He's definitely, his voice, his tone, everything is completely different, right? But not only that, he said something that was H-Dub. What's up, family? He said something that was very telling to me when he said, "I hit David Benavidez and I snapped his head back with two mean uppercuts, bang, bang." Mm-hmm. And he said, and he just looked at me, he smirked, and he came right back. Mm-hmm. That broke. He didn't say it. Right. But you know, that broke Andre right there. Right. Once he did that, that broke him. He was broken. Right. David Benavidez at that moment broke Andre's will. Because like Andre said in that interview, I have no answer. And Andre is very great fighter. His skills, his talent, his technique, everything. Right. But he was broken because in that he's never had that type of level of a fight. And the fighters he fought prior to that didn't have the intangibles and the experience that Benavidez did. He overwhelmed them. He was more talented. He was the better guy. But in that moment, it broke him. And Why? Because Benavidez, Clay, like Tank, like some of the greats, Floyd, they have a will and they have a way, even Canelo, right? Where they don't show anything. Like you could just hacka. And it's like they got such a poker face. Boots got it.
Right. I mean, Floyd did it with Shane.
Yeah. And Boots, when he was getting hit, it's like, is he hurt or is he not hurt? You know it was mean. The punches was mean.
Right. You might see it in his legs. He might move it. He might shake a little on his legs a little bit. You're like, oh, I don't know, but you won't see him show it as far as change the way he's fighting or start retreating or things of that nature.
They stay even killed.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Crawford, you know what I'm saying? Like, even Errol Spence, when he fought Terrence Crawford, he was getting broke down, but he never showed it.
Right.
In his body language, you know what I'm saying? His response was never to retreat. He just couldn't deal with the onslaught.
Right. When his legs went, but he didn't show it. Anything he could help, he wasn't showing it.
He wasn't showing it. So, meaning that Crawford had to be on his P's and Q's to the very end. Because he didn't know if is he do it, can he? Does he? You know what I'm saying? Is he hurt? You know what I mean? Like, and that's Tank. And if you Keyshawn right now, Tank ain't Gustavo Limos. I believe if you drop Tank, you still won't have no response. He'll just get up. I think you have to completely put Tank out like you did, like Marquez did Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was another one, right? When he get hit like that, right? You like, bro, is taking some mean punishment, and his responses still will come forward. It's almost like their body is in autopilot. They don't even have. I don't think they realize it until they leave. They in such autopilot. It's just like it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And if you Keyshawn, do you want to find out about yourself against Tank?
I think he does. I'm a supporter of. I like motivated fighters. Now, do I need to see Keyshawn next? No. Look, in a perfect world, if you ask me to put the plan out, Keyshawn is not fighting Tank next. I agree. He definitely needs. In my opinion, his number one priority should be Dennis Berinchyk. Go get that WBO title. Number one. Number two, defend it. Defend the title. I think Andy Cruz is a great person to defend it against. I'd like to see Andy Cruz also work himself up into a position where he can challenge for a title as well. But regardless, defend the title. I think Tank's next two fights are probably planned out, in my opinion. I gotta say, I did, G-Tatted. You gotta say that Tank is looking to fight, obviously, Lamont Roach. And then after that, I would assume that they're gonna try to put something together with Shakur Stevenson. So during that time, there's time for Keyshawn. But I think Keyshawn's in the conversation where people don't want him to be in the conversation. They want him to be like he's not in the if he gets that WBO title, Keyshawn Davis is legitimately in the conversation to fight Tank Davis. Not on no clout chase. I don't care about what his record is as far as 12 fights, 13 fights. I don't care about that. If that WBO title is strapped around that boy's waist, he is in the conversation to legitimately go for unifying that title against Tank Davis. And he's earned it by having that belt put around his waist, period. You know what I mean? People try to paint this picture like, he only got 12 fights. Stop it. Bro, he gonna be 12 fights with a damn belt around his waist soon. And ain't nobody gonna be hearing nothing about that 12 fights. He's gonna be a damn champion in the same division that Tank Davis is a champion in. He has every right to call out Tank. Now, Tank also has the right to not take the fight, right? Because champions can't become mandatory. But Keyshawn is not out of pocket or wrong for talking. A matter of fact, when he was talking to Kenny Ellis on Mill City, shout out to Mill City, he said, I hear you, OG. When he was like, yo, you're not on the list. He was like, I hear you, man. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But look, I'm willing to fight. He was humble. But once he realized, first of all, Tank was playing with him and calling him out on social media and pushing back at him. But also, after this fight, if I win this fight, I'm the next in line to get this WBO title. Oh, like he said, light skin gonna have to see me. And I agree with him. I'm not saying he has to see him, but he's well within his right as a fighter who's looking to become one of the greatest, who's looking to become a unified champion, looking to become an undisputed champion, to call out another champion in his division. Period. There's no, you know what I mean? I mean, everything else is all BS. His record, who he fought. You trying to do triangle theories. Who did he fight to deserve it? How many, he fought the champion and he takes that belt. That's what he did. And that's the only thing he needs to do. Everything else is irrelevant. This is the same way I felt about David Benavidez. They try to bring that up too with him. What did he do? Bro, he's an interim WBC title holder. That's why he deserves it. That's why he has a right to challenge Canelo Alvarez for that belt, for that fight. He's well within his right.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. No, I get that. And salute to my brother, Mr. Hayes. He said, also, I think a huge problem for Lamont Roach is his unanimous decision loss to Jamel Herring a few fights ago. That was damaging in the eyes of boxing fans. Right. Right. And then on top of that, Mr. Hayes, to double down, he had an extremely close fight with Hector Garcia, and Hector Garcia was coming off a eye injury and a loss to Tank.
Yeah, he went blind. Boy went blind in the ring, bro.
Right. So he coming off an eye injury and a loss to Tank, and they still went. He didn't dominate Hector Garcia. He needed that knockdown in the late rounds to separate himself.
Good fight, man. I like Lamont, bro. But yeah, he ain't done nothing super crazy in the 130. He ain't show me no monster in-the-way energy or no, you know what I mean? No crazy energy where it's like, yo, this is the next logical step that he should go up and challenge one of the most dangerous fighters in the game today, and Tank Davis. Like, I don't see that. Y'all know that already, man. Come on, man. Y'all know that already, bro. To sit here and play this game, bro, y'all know that already, man. Shout out to Lamont Roach, man. Good luck, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know you're training hard and you're going to be as ready as you can be, man. And if that version of you is the version that beats Tank, so be it. Congratulations to you, brother. We're going to celebrate you like crazy the next day. And trust me, we're going to start getting hate for that. If he wins that fight, we start celebrating him next day. Oh, y'all been waiting on. Y'all not going to, no matter what we do, right? But at the end of the day, from the outside looking in, just aesthetically, nobody would pick this fight, man. Nobody sees a reason for this fight to happen, bro.
Right. They're not gonna understand because they again, like I said, right, Clay. It's just that people are not fans of the sport of boxing, and that's the problem. That's the biggest problem we have in the sport of boxing, is that there's not enough people that are actual fans of the sport of boxing. They are fans of a fighter, and that's where everything is lost.
Yeah, they get caught up, man. They get caught up so bad, man. They get caught up so bad.
Yeah.
I see it happen all the time. The emotions, people act like they're related, and they just can't speak about this in an unbiased way.
Right. It gets lost in translation because people just simply cannot remove their love and infatuation with one fighter. It completely clouds and blinds everybody's judgment.
I want to know how do y'all get there? How do y'all get to that point? Like, how do y'all get to that point to where that's a relationship you have with a fighter, where it gets to that point where it's an emotional bond, like a soul tie? You know what I mean? Pause. Right? Like, it's like when does the soul tie? Where does the soul tie happen? Like, what point is it a crazy fight? Is it one specific fight? You know what I mean? If y'all would dare to be honest and just speak honestly and just say, this is when it happened. This is when Tank became my everything and I committed to him and I said I would ride for him no matter what. When did that happen? Was it a fight? Was it a conversation? Was it a trial and tribulation he went through? Was it an interview where the story was so impactful on your life, you resonated him? When did the soul tie happen? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all act like females, you know what I mean? Y'all treat Tank like your baby daddy who paying your rent and paying your mortgage. You treat him like you got a kid with him. So yeah, that's how y'all act, bro. And I'll be honest with you, I ain't see most baby mamas don't act the way y'all do. Most baby mamas don't give a damn about the baby daddy. They just want to make sure them payments come on time and everything. Other than that, these dudes, y'all got soul ties with the brother, man. Real, genuine soul ties. I see it, man. I see it. The soul tie is serious, bro. You be like, man, I don't know, man. I don't like that opponent. Y'all always hating. Y'all get crazy. The soul tie is diabolical, bro. It is what it is.
It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. A-Jub said Claymore, it was the Barrios fight that made me a fan of Tank. Yeah, that was a good fight, man. I was a fan of Tank before that, but you know, I'm a fan of him. But I mean, I'm just talking about the emotional. There's a difference between being a fan and celebrating a fighter. But y'all get, man, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get that deep into it. Y'all act like, come on, man. Y'all act like the brother hit y'all women. Did we? Do we, DG? DCG? Is that what we act like?
The best part about this, DC, is we have the link for you to come and prove it.
We act like you think. Listen, bro. Somebody hit my woman, you're gonna see me on a whole different end. That's not how I act like somebody who hit my woman, bro. I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. Statements like that, like, really? We act like that's the energy you're getting. That we're mad at Tank and we're envious of him, or we just talking boxing and keeping it 100 about a fight that nobody asked for. That's what I'm talking about right there, though. When you say that, that's what I'm talking about right there. When you look at when we're talking about Tank and you feel like we're acting like he slept with our woman, that's what I'm talking about. Look how offended you get. Look how it looks to you to just talk about boxing, about one of the faces of boxing, one of the hottest topics in boxing, for a content creation space to speak on that topic, and you to feel like we're reacting like you don't get it. You won't get it. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to get it because you're a fan, right? But from the outside looking in, trust me, man, that's wild that you would say that. You really think I act like the way I'm responding makes you feel like I'm mad at him, that I don't like him? That's what you think? Even though I celebrate him and say how much of a great fighter he is, that's what you feel like? That's what I'm talking about. If you ain't know, trust me, it's crazy. It's crazy that you would say that.
And then this we got to ask this question, right? There's two fighters that are fighting, but they said that Tank, this is what I don't get. He couldn't fight against El Rayo because Rayo had a rematch clause with Pitbull, but yet Rayo is reportedly the co-main event against Anton Russell.
On the same card.
On the same card. And then Pitbull Cruz is going to be fighting a month.
Angel Fierro.
A month to the day exactly, February 1st, against somebody completely different. I mean, I'm not the sharpest knife in the toolbox, Clay. But didn't they say it was a rematch clause? Is why he couldn't fight him?
Super interesting, man. Super interesting. That was a response to you saying Tank supporters act like Shorty is their baby daddy. Oh, so you were just dissing me back, DCG? You just diss for this? I got you. Okay, I got you. I ain't really acting like he hit my mom, but I dissed you guys because you are fans. So when I responded to the fans with the emotional ties, okay, you responded emotionally. I got you.
My brother Coda, what's up, family?
What's up, Coda? Woo, Coda, man, what's good with you, fam? I ain't talked to you in a long time, man. That's my Mill City dude, man. he be cooking me on Mill City, bro. Coda don't be playing, man. What's good, fam?
Oh, his account.
Oh, it's frozen?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's two of me up there, but I clicked the wrong button. My fault.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna get rid of it.
I mean, two Codas is crazy. Hey, what's going on, y'all? God bless, brother. God bless.
God bless you, man. God bless you, man.
I'm doing all right, man. Going through the emotions of life. You know how y'all doing?
Chilling, man.
We outside, baby.
Hey, listen, my thought process on the whole like Rayo and Pitbull thing. I forget where I saw it, but I did see an interview on how Pitbull's like coach or something. It was somebody was saying that they didn't want to go straight into the rematch. They wanted to get a fight in before they get the rematch with Rayo. Now, if Rayo goes into a fight with Tank, assuming that, because we don't know whose fault that is that fight didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could assume, but we don't know. So assuming that it's not on Tank's side, like Ryo is smart for Ryo not to go into a Tank fight if he knows he has a rematch clause with Pitbull and they're supposed to fight next. Because Ellerby said that the fight is happening next. It's just, you know, I know he said that. I'm not sure if he was the one that said that. Pitbull didn't want to fight that, like their team didn't want to fight immediately. They wanted, you know, they wanted to fight in between the rematch. So I
Right.
mean, it wouldn't be smart from Ryo's team to go and fight a Tank Davis, like kind of almost, you know, it's just a high risk fight. You know, when you can have another fight as a champion, and then I mean, it's not smart to go in against Antoine Russell either. Like honestly, I didn't even know that. If that's the co-main event, that's a
That-
dangerous fight.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to talk to you about it, Coda. I was definitely going to bring it up after you was
yeah.
done to be like, well, how does
The,
it look going in against Gary, bro? That's like a
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
tell you,
no, you're
Coda, they even put Anton Russell in number 4 in the WBA just to legitimize this fight. So you know he wasn't even in the
yeah,
ranking.
he wasn't ranked. I mean, yeah,
Now
that's a
now
dangerous
he's number
fight.
4. You know why?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, a lot of them pay to be in the rankings, you know. So, um, I don't know if I mean people know that or fans know that, but you know, a lot of people like in the boxing world know that a lot of them pay to be in the rankings. So, um, yeah, that's crazy to me. I mean, that's a dangerous fight, but that could kind of be like the thought process behind it. But again, like that doesn't make sense if you're gonna fight Antoine Russell. Honestly, I don't know. Like y'all know I'm a Tank fan, but this Lamont Roach fight, it shouldn't be happening. I mean, you know, if it's gonna happen in New York and not Texas, my thought process behind that is, you know, well, I kind of said in the comments. I mean, you know, the cards revolved around that date matter. You know, like for people fans that don't understand, like, you know, that matters. Christmas and all these holidays matter. Like people gotta buy they gotta pay for the tickets. You know, they gotta buy the pay per view. That's how all that money is coming back. So if you got all these things that cost money revolved around that date, I mean, for one, you're gonna want to change the date, and secondly, they're from the DC area, so it would only make sense to be in the East Coast. I mean, that's the only reason that you should. I mean, that's the only thought process that validates that. You know what I'm saying? Aside from anything, I just don't think this fight should be happening. Period. But I mean, the fact that it is that's what I would think is the reason that they would either change the venue and the date. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, let me ask you this, Coda. What do you think about the matchmaking, though, as far as, and I want you to like try to connect these dots, see where I'm going with this, follow my thought a little bit.
Yeah,
We all understand that Ryo disconnected from Jose, right? From Jose
yeah,
Benavidez. He moved on from him. Obviously David Benavidez headlining this show. There's rumors, it's just rumors. We don't know for sure, but I'm sure you've heard them as well that Jose is not necessarily in the same capacity in that training camp as he
yeah,
was before. So there's a little bit of like things moving around. There's things changing and move around in the Benavidez business, and obviously Ryo leaving is one big part of it. As far as matchmaking is concerned, is that a real, like, if you were his manager or if you were like matchmaking for him, is
yeah.
that the fight you would have put together is against Gary Antoine, who's coming off of a loss against an Alberto Puello?
Absolutely not.
Right? That almost seems like some people might look at from the outside looking in like, damn, you setting him up for the wet up. Whose man's put that fight together for this guy? How did that
Yeah,
come up? Because
absolutely not. You know why? My only thought process to validate that it would be that, Pitbull is a bigger draw, so that's why they didn't put the immediate rematch. And Ryo is a more slicker boxer than a Gary Antoine Russell. So then if you were to match, Pitbull for the mandatory for that belt after, it's a better possibility he could land one of those on Gary Antoine Russell than a Rayo Venezuela if they really have that much belief in his power. You know what I'm saying? It's a better friendly fight, and it's a better chance for Pitbull to win the fight, because if they go into the rematch, I think the same thing happens. And I mean, um, there was a lot of times where people were saying, "Oh, like, Ryo is only boxing." Like, no, bro, he sat on his punch. He displayed a perfect performance. He
Right.
sat on his punches when he had to. And honestly, like a lot of people, if you didn't watch the fight, you don't know this, but verse uh what's his name? The dude that just fought Zepeda before.
Not
Giovanni Cabrera.
Giovanni Cabrera. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
people thought he lost that fight.
yeah, exactly. I thought Giovanni won, but even aside from that, in the 11th round, if you really see, I mean, the ref called it a slip, and I don't know what slip, but Giovanni hit him with an uppercut, boom, and
Mhm.
put Pitbull on his knees, like he dropped him, and Pitbull had took a knee, and it was
Mhm.
an obvious like drop. You know what I'm saying? So, Rayo got power as well. So if he I know he has heard the criticism of a lot of people. Like, it was a good fight. It was a great performance to me. But the
Mhm.
lack of, like, Pitbull's, feet and stuff like that, then it kind of made it a boring fight. So if Ryo gets to listening to that and he starts sitting down, say that rematch happened, he starts sitting down on those punches again, I think he could probably, like, maybe
Stop
stop
Pitbull.
Pitbull, if not put him down. But
Right.
anyways, to answer your question, I think that's why. Gary Antoine Russell is more like of a fan friendly type of style, and if they want Pitbull to go for the for the belt again, for that same belt and that same sanctioning,
They rather see it against Gary. They rather
yeah,
see an exciting
because
fight.
exactly, because more exciting fights, more to sell, and he actually sit there. Gary's skilled too, so it's not like he's this come forward. I
100%.
think it's a mistake, but I think that's the thought process behind it.
So do you think that it's possible? I mean, because what it sounds like you're saying is they might be setting Ryo up to lose the belt. They'd rather
Yeah.
Gary be the WBA champion.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
who do you think is managing Ryo right now? Being that he's no longer with Jose Benavidez, are we to assume that it's under some connection with Robert Garcia at this point, or is he just kind of like managerless? Like, who's he with
Mm,
right now? Who's guiding him? Because I
it,
feel like this is a bad move. I feel like Gary Antoine's seems like whoever made his decision is kind of like having the same lawyer as as a like a co-defendant almost. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, yo, hold up, bro, or having a whoever the mob boss is
yeah,
that's on trial with you. You shouldn't
yeah,
have his lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because it seems like that. It doesn't seem like somebody who had real vested interest in Ryo being successful would
yeah.
match him on a tune-up fight to a rematch clause he has on a big money fight with Esau Cruz to put him in front of somebody like Gary Antoine Russell. Like, who pulled that? Who pulled that trigger on that fight?
It's definitely not Robert because he wouldn't make this move. It definitely, you're absolutely right when it seems like it's damn near set up for him to lose. Um, and the fact that they put Gary Antoine Russell's in the rankings is just honestly obvious at that point. And then say Gary Antoine Russell, he petitioned for it. But he knew it was happening all along. Like, let's just say that, like, it is a setup, and they already had spoke to Gary Antoine Russell about it. He knew it was happening all along, and then he petitioned for the fight, and they gave it to him. Probably Gary Antoine Russell like just took a really big pay cut, and offered some of his purse to make it for Ryo to be like, just undeniable. You know what I'm saying? You just
Right.
couldn't deny it,
Give
because
him that
that's the
deal he
only.
can't refuse.
Yeah,
Right.
saying you can't refuse. Because I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I think Ryo knows it's a like super dangerous fight as well. So that's the only
Uphill
way I
battle.
even see that happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's managing him. I'm not sure. But it's probably somebody that is in Gary Antoine Russell's team
Race.
somehow as well, or corner.
Or maybe is the PB. Now here's another. We're gonna go a little deeper in this. We're gonna go one more level deeper, and then I'm not gonna go
Yeah,
no deeper than this and turn this into Twilight Zone, right? But
yeah.
one layer deeper to say, is Rayo Venezuela's relationship with the PBC based upon his relationship he had with Jose Benavidez Sr.? Is there any connection there? In other words, is him moving away from Jose Benavidez Sr., does that affect at all his relationship with the PBC?
I don't.
I mean, we
I
don't
don't.
have the
I don't.
answers, but I'm just saying, do you think that could be it? Like I know you don't got the dead set answer, but I'm saying because it just looks like the PBC didn't protect Ryo here. They didn't have his back.
It's not that it's not that, and it's not that because I mean if we, you know, I agree with the PBC not having his back, but again, it's fan friendly things that were going on now. It's just
Exactly.
prize fighters, you know, so things that are
100%.
gonna sell. Gary Antoine Russell just had like a lot of like speed bumps in his career, but he is a fan friendly fighter and he is a very skilled fighter. You know, you see, he doesn't back down from a fight. When him and Puello were fighting, he was actually the one putting on the pressure.
Mhm.
So again, I think it's just that, and since they're big on Pitbull, they don't want Pitbull going into a fight with Ryo where they know if Ryo decided to, like, the fight would look exactly the same. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, Pitbull just couldn't get to him. He's not the type of fighter that can get to a boxer. So I think Gary Antoine Russell wouldn't, although I think he has the skills to, he's not gonna fight a pit bull like that. So the fact that he's just giving him a chance to have a fight like that, I don't think Pitbull loses anyways unless he gets knocked out. So I think it's just more in Pitbull's favor, and because it's money, because Pitbull's a huge draw, and those type of fights are huge money. You know what I'm saying? Not anything against that Ryo's a bad fighter or anything. And then
Right.
the fact that if he loses that belt or that championship, he's able to come back down to 135 and it'd be his only choice. So then negotiating a fight with Tank, it would only make that fight more negotiable, and they would only like it would only favor the PBC in that case because he wouldn't be able to demand a higher pay at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it makes his purse cheaper. It makes Pitbull fight. It's just money overall. It makes it better for the PBC. Like overall, everything that connects, everything. It just makes it better overall. I mean, that's type of conversations like we can have, but a lot of people can't. They don't understand a lot of things. So,
Right.
but you know, it just if you follow the money, at the end of the day, that's where it comes down to, in my opinion.
I agree with you 100%. You know what I mean? And I think that I hope that Ryo doesn't fall on the opposite side of that. Like because everything we're saying, it just sounds
He
like
fell already, bro.
did he? You see what I'm saying? So
He
it's just
fell
like
already into the
he
trap. He fell.
he
He
needs
fell
somebody.
already. He
He
bit.
needs somebody to have his back. If I just feel like if Jose Benavidez Sr. was there, this doesn't happen this way. Gary Antoine ain't who Ryo's fighting. If Isak wants a tune-up fight, Ryo's gonna get a tune-up fight.
Well, was Jose Benavidez his manager as well, though?
Clay, I'll be right back. That's my son calling me.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
No
So
doubt.
was
I'm
was
saying that's what
Benavidez
he was.
his manager and matchmaker as well?
He said he's the one who put that fight together with Isak Cruz. He's the one who put that fight together for.
I mean,
for
but
Ryo.
PBC, yeah, I seen that. But PBC, Al Heyman was always his advisor. So if he's going, I think this is what I'm saying. I think Al Heyman advised that with Gary Antoine Russell because overall he sees the money play. He sees everything that for Ryo will come back down to 135. He could have a rematch with Edwin De Los Santos. Him and Tank could have that fight. Like everything just plays into the hand of PBC making more money from this because Pitbull up there at 140, a better fight would be Gary Antoine Russell. It gives them better chances and everything. And then those two guys are probably more fan friendly than a Ryo anyway. So like just overall, I think it was an advisory from Al Heyman. So I
PBC
think
driven.
that's
PBC driven narrative, like a PBC, a move for the betterment of the PBC, right? And
correct.
obviously, you can, in my opinion, you could just see that Ryo's somebody, whoever's representing Ryo's best interest, that it just looks like there's nobody representing him at the table. It seems like, yo, Ryo, we got something great for you. Okay, you got something great for me. What is it? Gary Antoine Russell. It seems like if there's a Jose Benavidez Sr. there, they're going to be like, damn, bro. But you know what I'm saying? First of all, Gary's over the WBC. He's not even, at the time, he's not even in the sanctioning body. He's not even ranked over here with the WBA, number one. Number two, we got a rematch clause. We're just letting Isak get a tune-up fight. That's not a tune-up fight for my fighter. That's not a keep
Yeah,
busy fight for
that's
my fighter.
absolutely not.
I don't agree with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, nah, bro. I mean, you respect the Gary Antoine, but that's not a keep busy fight. That's a damn fight. That's a fight fight. Like,
That's a fight fight.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That's
That's
a
a fight
fight. That's
fight.
a real championship fight. I mean, respect to both of that. I mean, that is respect to Gary Antoine Russell. Like, bro,
Right.
you was not a tune-up. Get
No,
this shit out of
no.
here. You know what I'm
We,
saying?
we we building a
Um,
whole camp around you. We getting it
yeah.
together. We getting right. We bringing in the nutrition. We getting ready for you. We not just fighting you as a keep busy fight. We
I
not
mean,
playing like
but
that.
then again, also, right? Say Ryo is confident in this fight. I mean, he has the ability to now watch a fight where Gary lost. And even though I thought he won, he has a lot of things that he can work on now with Robert Garcia in the corner, which is a great corner. He's had 15 champions. He's made 15 champions himself from scratch, to be honest. But with that in his corner, I think they have that fight with Gary Antoine Russell versus Puello now to look at, and a lot of mistakes that Antoine Russell made, and Gary with that left, with that Puello with that left hook, lead left hook
Mhm.
that he kept catching him with, and Ryo being a lefty. I think they might see a lot of things, and Ryo's punching too. He's punching, so Gary's gonna have to respect him as well. And now that he has shown a little bit more discipline and like patience and just more experience in that ring versus Isak Pitbull Cruz, I
Mhm.
think they might probably have confidence in Ryo that he can make this a good fight or possibly win. I'm not.
I believe that too.
It's
I
not a
believe that too,
blowout.
though, Coda. Like, I believe Ryo can win this fight. I believe that, with Robert Garcia, that just compounds his ability to win this fight. But I just feel like, just off the strength of Isak is doing a tune-up, keep busy fight, I would think that if I was managing Ryo, I'd be thinking about. I think there's money in the Isak Cruz fight, right? In the rematch, people gonna remember how crazy that fight was. That fight, pretty much, what I'm saying, was probably the best fight, or one, if arguably the best fight on that Riyadh season card, right? And
Yeah,
so people anticipating to see it, I'd want to protect it. And it's not that I don't think he can beat Antoine. It's just that it's just a way more competitive, dangerous fight. Does he need to be in a dangerous fight that way? I'll be watching that fight that night, and I'll be tuned in because I know it's going to be a great fight. I know the way
for
Gary
sure.
Antoine fights and the way Ryo fights. I know as a fan, we win. That's a
Yeah,
fight
for
where
sure.
I'm excited to see that. But I'm just more so speaking specifically towards the idea that this kid has moved on from his manager. We don't know who his manager is right now. And then now his next fight is against Gary Antoine Russell, a fighter who wasn't even ranked in the sanctioning body that he holds a belt for. Where did that come from? Where Gary, if you look at his interviews, Gary's talking about rematching Alberto Puello, getting back in that conversation. He's talking
Yeah,
about potentially fighting a Jack Catterall, right?
yeah.
He's talking about the fighters he's interested in. He's never mentioned nothing about the WBA. He's never mentioned nothing about Ryo, Isak. Where did he come from?
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Those are all validated questions, but it's what I explained earlier.
Right,
Just
100%.
follow the money. Just follow the money, and it all makes sense as long as you follow the money. I mean, that's as easy as I could put it when it comes to a fan like thinking about it. But like people that know more about the business or like have behind the scenes sources or whatever case may be
Just
understand
speak. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where it all comes from. But yeah, just follow the money and you're gonna understand. I mean, there's no other reason why the immediate rematch won't happen when Cruz and his team right after the fight, even in the ring, were saying they wanted the rematch and they have the immediate rematch not contracted, but through the WBC, was it?
WBA. No, you talking about
WBA.
you talking about you talking about Gary, or you talking about
No, no,
Ryo
no. I'm
Isak?
talking about Isak and Ryo.
Okay, yeah, WBA,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, through the WBA. So they had the rematch through the sanctioning, not through the contract. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it only makes sense if Pitbull's gonna, and one, Pitbull's fight isn't easy fight either. Like that dude he's fighting is
Angel Fierro is not. You're
Angel
not lying.
Fierro is not a
Yeah,
walkover either, bro. So I
facts.
mean, they're both taking dangerous fights, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're thinking that Pitbull can take this guy out. They're really confident in his power. And that's why I think they're trying to set a Gary Antoine Russell with Pitbull instead of a Ryo versus Pitbull, because he's never. I don't think he's able to beat that type of boxer. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel you.
that's just
I
where
feel
it comes
like
from, maybe.
as a fans, we up right now. The PBC is definitely in our grace right now by putting a fight to get like that together. That's the kind of fight we want to see for sure. You know what I mean? But I did think it was interesting. I thought it was interesting. You know what I mean? That's all. This the move came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? From the outside looking in, but maybe it makes more sense from the inside looking out from the people who are actually putting this together. Any opinions on? I see somebody brought up Errol in here. They basically trying to figure out, I guess, how this affects Errol's return, right? If this fight with Tank and Lamont Roach is supposed to be March 1st in the Barclays Center, then what can we anticipate with Errol Spence? At what point do we see Errol coming back? You have any opinions or any thoughts? Have you thought about that at all? Like what it
Well,
looks like when Errol comes back?
the Arrow situation, I think, is just their Arrows at. It's the money again. It's the money. So I think Arrow's asking for a specific amount of money, where they're not sure if they want to pay that money because they don't know where his
Wait, hold
stock
on,
is.
Coda. I don't want to
Yeah.
stop you. Yeah, Hood Rich, we can get love. I can get love to the PBC. I can hold them accountable. That's the difference with me, Hood Rich, ain't it? I could be everywhere, bro, but I'm gonna be valid, bro. Y'all want me to hate the
I mean, it's
PBC? I'm gonna hate the
unbiased.
PBC. Yeah. If they doing good, I'm gonna celebrate them for doing good. If I see them moving funny and I don't understand why they only have 5 events in a year, I could talk about that and not be hating them. I don't got no problem with them, but they only did 5 events, so I'm gonna ask questions. But if they put in a card like what I see right now with Tank and Lamont, and I'm hearing the rumors of a Ryo, and I could celebrate them for giving us competitive fights. I could celebrate them at the same time for giving us David Benavidez and David Morrell. I could celebrate them where they need to be celebrated, but at the same time, hold them accountable where they need to. But it's always love. My bad, Coda. I hope you didn't forget what you was talking about. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good. Let me say something about that real quick. I'll jump back on the
Yeah.
Arrow thing, right? So with the whole Tank and Lamont thing, it's
Mhm.
like when Tank fought Hector Garcia, but he was fighting Ryan Garcia after that. So we're talking about tune-ups before the championship fight.
Mhm.
People that know certain things, Tank got a fight that is not contracted and signed already,
Mhm.
like the Ryan Garcia was, and it wasn't out to the fans already and stuff like that. But remember when I say this, just when it comes out, Tank
Mhm.
has a fight that is to be like, it's damn near already like written that he has a fight after this that is going to validate the fact that he fought a Lamont Roach. It's like when he fought Hector Garcia and then fought
Mm.
Ryan Garcia. So like, yeah, he's getting a lot of criticism for this, but I mean, why? Like, just keep out and keep and tune in for the next announcement of his next fight after Lamont Roach, which won't be announced until after the Lamont Roach fight. You know what I'm saying? So just look at it from that standpoint.
Mhm.
But again, I'm not a fighter that. I mean, I'm not a fan that is like real happy about this Lamont Roach fight. But when you look at it from that standpoint, like, and when y'all hear the news after, like, it's gonna be understandable. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna go into a Gary Antoine Russell tune-up, quote unquote, fight
Right. Right.
before he fights the fighter that is rumored right now to be fighting after Lamont Roach fight, for people that have that insight. So
Yeah.
but anyway, to get back on the Arrow thing, I think it's just Arrow's asking for a certain amount of money that I'm not sure that, or whether the PBC is not sure where his stock is at, um after that beating that he took from
But
Crawford. So, and I'm not sure that anybody, a champion as Sebastian Fundora or anybody, is trying to take that type of pay cut.
mhm.
And aside from that, the 154 division is on fire right now. It's probably the most competitive division in boxing right now. So they're not too confident that if they pay him that amount of money, they would get it back in return. And then and even if, say, they don't get too much in return or whatever, say they just even out and make out, like, they're not sure that he's gonna be able to reign as champion after that. So that, say they only make out on a Sebastian Fundora fight, You know, if you got a fighter that you're confident in that after that he be whooping ass up there, then all right, you'll just even out with this fight. But the next fight, you know, he's gonna be able to make y'all money. Y'all gonna be able to invest, so that investment's gonna pay off. So I think that's where it's coming from. You know, Errol just wants a certain amount of money that I'm not sure that they're sure of the investment coming to pay off. You
Right,
know?
right. Well, let me ask you that then. Taking all that into consideration, I mean, are we juggling potential retirement if this guy doesn't get the money he wants, or does this end up
Ah,
Errol
man.
conceding and compromising and taking tune-up money maybe to kind of prove himself? Do you think Errol at this point in his career is willing to prove himself to the powers that be and maybe take a little bit of a pay cut, take a fight like against a Charles Conwell or a, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
or you know what I mean,
yeah,
somebody, and win in a dominant form there, excite the crowd and prove to himself, prove to
yeah.
the powers that be his value, and then get that pay? Or do you think he's kind of past
See, but that's
that
the
point in his life?
problem. That's why I said the 154 division is dangerous. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure that that investment will pay off because who is a tune-up fight at Charles Conwell? Charles Conwell, yeah, by name he might be a tune-up, but bro, he's not a tune-up skilled type of fighter, bro. Like he is a skilled world-class level fighter. Although it might he hasn't had the world class opponents, but if you know what you're seeing, you know what you're seeing, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Who is a tune-up fight at 154? I mean, I
Charles
mean
Conwell.
that's what I'm saying, and he's dangerous.
I
He's
know.
that's what I'm saying. So it's just 154 is that it's is real edgy on like. Am I sure that this investment will pay off? Although Errol
Right,
Spence's name is huge, you know what I'm saying. So
right,
it's just I mean like you really would have to, matchmaking at that point would have to be like spot on. Like you're
right,
matchmaking at 154 for Errol Spence if Errol Spence come and another thing, there's things in that Crawford fight where Errol Spence is still confident, is why his confidence is not on the floor.
right,
And
right. I
because
agree.
there's things around that fight that a lot of people don't know that really play out, like
Yeah, things that were out of his control, like just physically who he was that night,
yeah,
mentally,
I
just
mean,
physically his. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
exactly. He
right,
was on
right,
he was on freaking pain meds. People ask him why he looks high. Well, he's on freaking pain medication that's gonna make you drowsy and they say pain meds. I mean, they haven't really put out, but like say like you're on a perk or something like that, bro. This
right.
is gonna make
Or
you
even an edible,
drowsy.
right?
Or
Like even a good edible could throw you off and have you
yeah,
looking.
even a good edible, bro. Like you're not just, and then you're against the pound for pound fighter in the world. Like it's not like you fighting just anybody. So you got to be at the top of your game, and you wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and then a rib injury. It's not just like all right, if you get hit in the rib, then it's gonna hurt.
Your
Like, bro, no,
breathing,
you
everything.
even if you
Right,
punch, it's gonna hurt. You're
right.
swinging, it's gonna hurt. You're moving and trying to put any type of force on your like on your movements is
Yeah,
gonna hurt
you take a deep breath.
and
It
it
can be.
hurts exactly,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Brian Mendoza boxing with two actually Brian Mendoza, that's a perfect but even Brian Mendoza is
I
dangerous, but
know.
that's a perfect actually that'd be a really good fight. That I
Yeah.
didn't think
And
about
shout out
that.
to Dewan and Teach too. I definitely know Conwell's not a tune-up, but I was just trying to put into perspective. I was just really just adding to what Cota was just saying about how damn near impossible it is to get this man a tune-up fight at 154. Like, what does that look like? What does a tune-up fight look like at 150? If Charles Conwell is a tune-up, we can safely say that damn near ain't no tune-ups, you know what I'm saying, in that division. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there
Like,
isn't. There just
and
isn't. I mean, we seen how this channel knows, especially Blue. I mean, whoever been on this channel for 2+ years knows that a long time ago, years ago, I brought Bohachuk to Blue's attention. He didn't know who he was, but I'm like, bro. Since then, Bohachuk was ranked the number 2 in the WBC at 154 pounds. Then nobody know who he was. Yeah, he got knocked out by who the heck was it? Brandon Adams. And yeah,
mhm,
Jamel Charlo beat Brandon Adams. He stopped him, whatever case may be. But if you go watch that fight, Sergey Bohachuk was beating him from pillar to post. It's just Brandon Adams, as a fighter, Now you got to think as a fighter, you know. So if you're a fighter, you understand. Now Brandon Adams is just knowing, all right, I'm not gonna be able to beat him. He throws freaking 1,000 punches around, so I'm not gonna be able to beat him, you know, on the scorecard. So I'm just, and he was hurt, so he had to play the psychological game. All right, let me just move around, make him think that I'm just trying to survive, and I'm trying to hit
Right.
him with a punch that he can't see. And Bohachuk slept, and that's exactly what happened. He hit him with a punch that he couldn't see. I mean, but
Mhm.
Bohachuk was like playing with him, abusing him in that fight, you know. So that's kind of what like set him back. But bro, I've been so big on Bohachuk. I mean, Bohachuk is about to fight this dude
Ismail Madrimov, right?
yeah, Madrimov, Israel Madrimov, and I got Bohachuk, and but we're gonna see in that performance how good Virgil or Crawford really is at 154 pounds, because
Mm,
those dudes ain't nothing to play with. And if Bohachuk or either or if they stop either one of them, I mean, for one, I thought Bohachuk won the Virgil Ortiz fight. I thought he won 8 rounds to 4 without the
mm.
knockdowns, you know. So you add those knockdowns,
Wow.
it's, I mean, it's
It's-
incredible. And it's just you
You
got
think
to
you think
rewatch
the
the
judging was
fight.
diabolical? Then you looking at
Is
that
that he
judging was
was, bro. If
crazy.
you go watch the fights, Bohachuk got a real simple, winky right type of defense, but
Mhm.
a lot of shit was hitting gloves, even shit that would pop his head back, anything. A
Mm.
lot of it was hitting gloves. Um, and even like the body shots, it just looks more explosive because Virgil is that type of explosive type
Right,
of
right.
looking puncher. But if you go back and watch the fight,
Yeah, I
one
did. You're right. When I went back and watched the fight, I'm not gonna lie, I walked away feeling like Bochuk won it. When I
bro,
saw the fight that night,
a
I
lot of
did go with
gloves.
Virgil that night. I did think that Virgil like itched it out or a draw. I was okay with
Bro,
a
you
draw
would
as
have
well.
to think that Virgil won 8 rounds to
No, I
4.
thought he won 7. I thought he won 7,
Yeah,
but
but
not
if
me.
he
Like
won
when I
7, then he
rewatched, I
got
did.
dropped twice, then it'd still be a loss.
Yeah, I mean, when I
No, it
rewatched
would be
it,
it would be a
that's what I said.
draw at
A
that
draw.
point. 7 rounds to 5.
Right,
It
right,
would be a
right.
draw.
But
I
when I
mean,
rewatched it the next day or 2 days later, I sat down and I rewatched it, you know what I'm saying, without all the emotions and everything. You know what it was? Also, Virgil, I thought, I thought he got an opportunity to show his that he can cut his teeth at, a 12-round fight at 154. He cut the weight, made it to 154. Wasn't no catch weight energy. I was questioning a lot of his ability to compete at that level with what he was coming from at 147 with those bad weight cuts and the medical issues he had. So I might have gave him a whole lot of flowers just for fighting through the 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Getting
yeah,
through the knockdowns. But when I
yeah.
rewatched it, I'm not gonna lie, I did go give it. I didn't give it to Sir. He 8-4 though, but I did give it to Sir Balachuk. You know what I'm saying? Especially with I think it ended up being 8-4 with the knockdowns for me. You know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
far as like on that level, but yeah, no, you're right, man. Serhii Bohachuk, I'm a big proponent for these Eastern European fighters, man. I
He's a
think these dudes,
freaking Iron Man, bro.
yeah, bro.
He's that brute type of literal brute strength. He gets punched hard and he laughs. And it's
Mhm.
just scary, bro. Like it's scary.
Yeah,
He's
it
coming
is.
and he doesn't even look like he's punching hard. Everything is from right there. Nice short punches, boom, boom, and he's slow. But a lot of people don't understand timing beats
Timing looks
speed a
fast.
hundred
Yep.
percent of the time. 10 out of 10 times, timing is going to be speed. So if you
Hmm.
got a fighter's timing down, which they've sparred before a million times, I mean, he knows Virgil's timing. He's obviously felt Virgil's power and he wasn't
Hmm.
scared of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's scary. Virgil's a puncher, bro. So if you're not
Yeah.
worried about that punch, it's like, I mean, he's just coming forward, throwing 100 punches around.
Hmm.
He's hitting hard. Like versus Brian Mendoza. Brian Mendoza lasted that because he's a veteran and he knew
Hmm.
veteran tactics and he played that off like a veteran. But sheesh, he beat the brakes off Brian Mendoza, bro. Bad. You know what I'm saying? And the shit is that Fundora got lucky. This is what I'm saying. Everything has to do with timing. Keith Thurman
Yeah.
getting injured versus Tim Tszyu gave Fundora the world because now Fundora's fighting Tim Tszyu for the championship bout because he has a name. Because if not, he was fighting Bohachuk on that undercard. Ain't no way he was
Exactly.
beating Bohachuk, bro. I
I
don't
thought
care.
I definitely
He's
think it
not
would have been
beating
a way more
Bohachuk.
competitive fight because going into that fight, I was like, man, this is gonna be hard for Sebastian Fundora. I'm like, damn boy, I kind of felt like he almost didn't deserve to be in the spot, being that in his last fight he had just got knocked out by Erickson, right? So going into the fight, I'm like, all right, he kind of doesn't even deserve to be here. But I definitely thought Bohachuk. I didn't know. I definitely felt like it was gonna be a 50-50 fight at a minimum. He kind of got blessed, in my opinion, to catch a Tim Tszyu who didn't get an opportunity.
Oh man,
to prepare.
blessed?
Yeah,
blessed
he got
not
blessed.
the word. Jesus Christ came down to him in his sleep and told him, "Listen, I'm gonna give you a gift for absolutely no reason.
Don't waste it. Don't play with it, because I'm
Don't
not
waste
promising no more.
it, or you going to
Don't
hell,
waste
bro."
it, bro. You do what you gotta do. You walk out with that blessing, bro, because it don't get no easier. I can't do nothing else for you after this. This is 154. You know what I'm saying? This is about as good as I'm gonna get you. No preparation. He's not prepared for you. He prepared for a 5'8" orthodox guy who been out the ring for 2.5 plus years.
Now you
and
fighting
I'm
a
just throw you in on him.
6'6", 12 days to go, 6'6", 80-inch arm reach is crazy. Southpaw. And then he got, and even then Tim Tszyu looking like he was controlling it up until that head, that the cut on his head. And then the shit is that pisses me off that his corner looking now Tim Tszyu. They did it.
About to go into that.
Well, the corner can't stop it. Even the doctor can't stop it. It got to be the ref, but the ref is going to take advice from the doctor. So if the corner complains to the doctor, like, no, he's not ready to go on anymore, the doctor's going to tell the referee that, and then the referee is going to stop it, and it's going to go to the scorecards.
Now, I wanted to go, and we just talking boxing here, so it don't really matter. We can go into it because I love building with you. How do you feel about Tim Tszyu's management up to the point of the Bakram fight, right? Like, to even get him in that situation where he's fighting Bakram, for that IBF title, what that fight might have done to him. You saw he was paranoid about the cut, right?
Yeah,
in the fight. He was rubbing his head, right?
Yeah, first round, yep.
Do you feel like management just kind of failed him a little bit on Tim Tszyu, being that he was at the end of 2023? People were saying, they were arguing that Tim Tszyu was the best 154 pounder in the division, right? Outside of Jamel Charlo, who's in recess and going through whatever he was going through, people really pointed at Tim Tszyu as that guy in the division. To go from there, negotiating to fight Terrence Crawford, big money fights, Turki Al-Sheikh is knocking at your door. You tell him to go sit down, boy. We don't need you. All that he built himself up to be. To get a fight with Keith Thurman, to be like, all right, well, that's good for Tim. Keep him busy. One of the most busiest fighters last year, to end up in a situation in front of Sebastian Fundora, bleeding in front of the world. Nobody stops a fight and gets him out of that. Yeah. He fights pretty much 10 rounds, 9 to 10 rounds, hemorrhaging, not just a regular cut. That's understating it, right?
No, man, that was the craziest. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen, because, dude, you didn't even get tired and you didn't even look weak. It's like, how much blood do you got in you, bro?
It was crazy. Like towels were soaking it up. And then he loses it. And then Errol Spence comes in the ring and is like, hey, you got the big dog in the ring. They don't even mention him, right? Tim Tszyu's in the corner. You don't even see where Tim Tszyu's at in the ring. No rematch clause, no love for him, to get him together. He almost gets an opportunity to make money with Virgil Ortiz, right? But the cut bothers him in training camp. He starts thinking again, he can't take that fight. Then he ends up in a small little free venue with no music coming to the ring, no type of production around him, and gets blazed out by Bakram, who nobody even knew who he was, in the third round. Did management have prevented any of those things that I'm talking about?
Well, they could have prevented the fight going on. I mean, that's where it all started, because again, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna cherry pick fights. Like, Tim Tszyu is Tim Tszyu. He's world class, So again, and then I mean, a little bit of fighting an undefeated fighter. He's trying to go after championships. So since he was an interim champion, then they're trying to go get that belt so that he can be in position to fight another championship fight. So or Virgil, which Virgil, well, he wasn't actually did he had beat Bohachuk by that time, or?
No, that he didn't. No, Bohachuk was literally the fight to replace the fight that got canceled.
So Bohachuk was the interim champion. I mean, Bakram. I mean, who knew? Who's just gonna guess that Bakram is such a savage? I mean, I think it all started with the Fundora, with the not stopping
100%.
that fight. I think that's where it all started because he still would have been champion. They would have, had a rematch or something like that. He would have just had leverage on whatever he wanted to do. So I think it all started there. After that, like, what are you gonna do? Cherry pick a
No,
fight? I mean,
100%.
again, it's a
100%.
£154
Yeah.
division.
Ain't no
So what are
cherry
you
picking.
really gonna cherry pick?
No,
Exactly.
ain't
This
no
is what I'm
cherry picking. It all starts
That's
at the
like the
guard.
best cherry pick you can get. Somebody that you don't know. I mean, who's gonna guess that he's that much of a savage? I mean, and even then, I feel like I watched the fight again last night, so it's crazy how we're talking about it. I literally
Mhm.
watched it again last night, and I think that if Tim Tszyu would have if he wasn't such a dog and such pride and had such
Box
pride
smart.
and been so prideful, he could have broke him down little by little. Just use Charles Edward Cheese in the building. Let's go, boy.
Salute, Cheese.
My
Cheese says
God.
he's in Vegas for the F1. Vegas sober is so damn hard, bro. Oh, yeah, I know you sober, man. You watching what you eating and drinking right now. Had to put some color in the chat. Shout out to my roulette kings. Never the red, always the black. Hey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, Chief? But yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, it's hard. It's kind of hard to blame the management team aside from the Fandora situation. I mean, into the backroom
I mean, look,
fight.
they didn't protect him with a rematch clause, right? They
Yeah.
obviously they didn't put you get Sebastian Fandora on 10 days notice. You don't do anything in the contract to protect your fighter, right? And be like, all right, you guys are switching it up on us. At first we thought we was gonna get Terrence. Then you put us in with Keith. We was like, all right, 2.5-year old ass Keith catch weight fight. My title's not even on the line. Not that I'm scared of losing. All right, we'll take it, man. Let's help out. But then you go into a unification title fight with Sebastian Fandora, southpaw 6 foot. We know all the stats already. And the management doesn't feel like, you know what? Let's protect our product just in case this don't go our way, bro. What do we do
through
to
the
protect
sanctioning?
you?
Yeah, through the sanctioning, he could have had a rematch though. I mean, that's why I say it's hard to blame the management aside from the cut situation and stopping the fight because, is that we saw in the first two, even the third round after the cut, he was really in control. So, they probably already. You understand, Fondora's a big name at 154, so they were probably already. It's like when Kenny says, like, oh, if there's rumored for a tank fight to happen, we're already doing film study on him. So, if they took that fight, you kind of got to almost guess that they already were,
Just in
having.
case they should have been preparing for him. That probably was
Exactly,
already. I got you. Yeah, I
So
got you.
so it's hard to blame the management because it really looked like Tim Tszyu was gonna be in full control of the fight anyway.
He
And
did
you can
well
have a
outside of
rematch
wiping blood
clause
out
through
his
the
eyes.
sanctioning body anyway.
Yeah. He
So I
broke the dude's
mean,
nose. He broke Sebastian Fondora's nose. Like he put hands
yeah.
without feet on him. He would have put feet on him too if he could. Like he was gonna win that fight outside of a lot of people felt like he was winning the whole entire fight, and that the only reason Sebastian Fondora won was because of that cut. So, he was prepared to some degree. He kind of, he approached the fight, but unfortunate, with the blood in his eyes and everything like that.
That's
But
what pissed me off. I mean, that is the worst management move that I can think of right there.
right.
How's the corner not gonna advise the doctor that he cannot go like that for 9 more freaking rounds, losing that much blood? Like, and it's at the top of your head, bro. That's the worst cut because it goes into
Right.
both of your eyes. Like, and the top of the
100%.
head leaks. If you know, you know. If the top of the
100%.
head leaks the most blood, bro, there's so much
Yeah. Especially
veins.
when the adrenaline is pumping, especially as an athlete.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
mean, that is the worst management right there. That was the worst move of management in the last decade. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. It's just horrible. I mean, how are you that? And the thing is, I think I heard that they didn't know that they could
Stop it.
stop it. I mean, yeah, you
Mm,
can't stop it. The doctor can't stop it, but you
right.
advise the doctor before 4 rounds. Listen, he
Right.
can't go like this for 9 more rounds in a championship fight. The doctor's not gonna go against that. And then when he advises the referee's not gonna go against that. So whether
Right.
y'all go to the scorecards or y'all just call it a no contest,
Mm-hmm.
regardless, he still remains the champion. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? So that is the move right there where it was bad. And then to go against Bakram, I mean, before you knew Bakram, would you rather fight a Virgil Ortiz or would you rather fight a Bakram?
I mean, I'll be
Before you
honest with you. Me personally, I kind of knew Bakram. Look, when it comes to when it comes to these Eastern Europeans, I don't know at what point people are going to get convinced. I'm convinced when I see like what Karen did with Boots the other night, how competitive he made it. It didn't shock me.
Yeah,
I
no,
never
of
thought he was
course
going to
not.
win. And I'm like, these Eastern Europeans can adjust. They can plan. They're fundamentally sound. This fight is going to be competitive. I
Yeah,
knew
but
not
Tim Tszyu isn't American either. He's Australian. I mean, Tim
right.
Tszyu
But
is
I'm just saying, me
Himzu too.
personally, I knew Bakram could be potentially an issue. If you I called it to say like, yo, this fight is going to be.
Let's
I
be
think this fight's
honest
gonna
though,
be competitive.
Clay. Would
I
you
thought Tim
rather
Tszyu was
fight a
going to win
Virgil
though.
Ortiz or a Bakram?
I would
Before
have
we
rather
seen
fought a
Bakram.
Virgil. I would have rather have fought a Virgil Ortiz.
Come
That
on,
last
Clay.
fight he
Before you
arguably
seen
lost. That he
Bakram, before
arguably
you see
lost his
that
last
fight.
fight. I
Come
mean, I
on.
already seen Virgil and Serhii Bahachuk, right? No, listen, I'll fight Bakram just off the strength that it's for a title, right? Like just off the
It's
strength that
not
there's a
even
title
that.
involved.
It's just Virgil Ortiz is known as a threat. He's known, and it's just he's known. And the two fights he had at 154, they were stoppages in the first round. So obviously his power, goes up. Although those weren't 154 pounders who he fought. I mean, obviously his power resonates at
His power
154
resonates,
pounds.
but power is awesome. You know what I mean? Power is great, bro. But I think what Bakram, Serhii Bahachuk, Ismail Madrimov, Dmitry Bivol, you know what I mean? Those, and I won't say Artur because Artur brings the power, right? But I think those fighters bring that fundamental ish makes long nights,
For
12
sure.
rounds. You know what I'm saying? They make long nights when you're fighting against those fighters. Whereas
For
Virgil's like,
sure.
he's gonna do what he does. He's gonna throw that power, but Tim also got power. And when you're
Yeah, but
punching, you
Virgil
can
is
get punch
skilled
on.
too. He's not the regular rock and sock Mexican
No,
type
he's
of
not.
fighter.
He's not. Like Artur Beterbiev is skilled, right? Like he's skilled. He's not just a rock'em sock'em dude. But I'm just saying, as far as you bringing up the power, as the power translate, I think that carries weight. But I do think that fundamentally sound. I think boxers make complicated fights. Boxers just make fights complicated. You know what I mean? But I mean, look, like I said, the mere fact that Bakram was holding an IBF title made that choice clear. You don't know, if you don't know nothing, at the end of the day, Tim Tszyu wants to be a champion. He wants to be in the conversation and unify again. He wants to be in the conversation with Terrence Crawford. He wants to be in the conversation with Jermell Charlo and Sebastian Fundora. He wants to be in those conversations. You know what I mean? So, legacy is clear. It's clear, writing on the wall. Fight Bakram, you know what I mean? And I don't think there was nothing wrong with picking Bakram. Like you said, the biggest issue in Tim Tszyu's career was probably those decisions made inside those 4 rounds in that Sebastian Fundora fight.
Oh
like
yeah,
right
there's
there
no
is probably
probably.
like
That's for sure. That's
the
that's
foundational issue
absolutely
right there, right?
yeah. There's no question that was the worst move I've seen in a long time from a corner in boxing. I mean, but again, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, they're definitely fundamentally sound. All those Eastern European fighters, but again, I mean, you got rare, like little to none footage to watch on Bakram, and even the footage that you got, it's not against world class
Right,
fighters.
right.
So
But what about
so
the fact that Bakram was like paid off so many times? I mean, good management's gonna do that research, right? And be like, listen,
yeah,
paid
step
that man
aside
off
money
like
for
3 to
sure.
5 times, right? Like there's a reason. But like I said, even with those reasons, I doubt Tim Tszyu, the fighter who I've come to understand and know and watch, I don't see him walking away from an opportunity to become a champion.
He ain't scared of dog shit, bro. Excuse my
That ain't
language.
making no difference to him. Right.
That man don't care about nothing. I mean, he don't
He
care.
gonna
I
take
mean,
that
but
fight. Yeah.
it's clear that when he was like, when they asked him, which I don't like that reporters do this, because they just probably don't understand all the emotions that are going on in your body. Sometimes you say things that you're probably too honest, or sometimes you say things that you shouldn't say. When they asked him and he said, he made that remark as if like, I'm like, what did I get hit with? Like, things like that. He seemed like real, like down. His confidence level like went down a lot. That's a big thing moving forward into his career. Like, he's like, what did I get hit with? Now they're gonna question a lot of things that they do, which they should have never had this rude awakening. I mean, especially as your father being like, a legend, bro. Like, I just
In
feel
front
like
of
your
his dad too.
management
Yeah,
team.
crazy.
It's just, I mean, I don't understand how that came about, but the whole Bakram decision, I don't think it's that I mean, it's a fight and he lost. I mean, it's a fighter that they had little to no, footage on, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's been paid step aside money, yeah, and all that. He's a not he got a lot of knockouts, so yeah, he's a heavy puncher. But I mean, what
And
he has a
that Eastern
title, and
European, needs to start carrying a little bit more weight, in my opinion, in these and when the coaches are strategizing, this Eastern European thing needs to start getting brought up a little more often. We need to talk about that. When we see the East, you know what I'm saying? When you
for
see the Eastern,
sure,
we need to start being like, hold up, step aside
absolutely,
money, champion, high knockouts. But do you guys know he's also Eastern European?
yeah,
That right there
exactly.
needs to start getting, whoa, I didn't
Yeah,
think
these
you're right.
Russian, Ukrainians, and it's like Bohachuk, Ukrainian, made of steel. Like, doesn't nothing hurt him. I
Right.
mean, he has
You
a
gotta
head
bring
of
that up. It's part of the whole thing. It's part of it, right? Like the Eastern
yeah.
European thing is part of
It's
the
like
conversation.
Mexicans when they talk about
Right.
Mexicans and saying
100%.
that they're rugged and they got chins. It's like Puerto Ricans. They punch hard for no reason, or
Right.
whatever. American
You start
style.
acknowledging the nationality. You start to say that the nationalities have certain characteristics, that it's not being racist, it's
Yeah,
being real about when you face this
yeah.
nationality, there are certain things
Cerebral for
that you
sure.
can start taking this consideration about how to prepare for those fighters, right? But it is what it is. Let me move the needle a little bit though as well, right? Because we were just talking
Man,
about,
why you guys like this? Sorry, Lawrence lied. What do you mean?
yeah,
So because a fighter gets beat up, they shouldn't do post fight? It's not even that, bro. I could tell you're not a fighter. Like, you don't even understand, dude. Yeah, why y'all always hate? Y'all got so much hate in your heart, bro. Go to church on Sunday, bro,
yeah.
and pray to Jesus
Like
Christ
listen to
to
the
take all
build,
of
right?
that
Like
out of you.
they want to paint you a hater or somebody who's sending
Jesus
shots. No shots.
Christmas,
It's just unbiased speaking on it for what it is. It just
Lord,
boxing, bro. Like
oh
salute to
my
all those guys, man. No hate for no
goodness.
boxer, bro. Like what boxer can I sit here and tell you I hate, bro? I don't. But I'm gonna
Yeah,
call it how I see it, bro. So that's why you're gonna see me talk about him when he's coming up short. But then when he's doing good and I celebrate him, what y'all gonna say?
yeah. And
Oh,
it's
look
not
at
that
him,
you
he's
asked the
switching it up.
question.
He's switching it
Just
up.
it's a
Hey, so
smart remark. It's just a I don't know. It's a childish whatever. It's all right. Whatever.
It's
Go
all good.
ahead,
It's all
bro.
good.
Hold on, let me get
We'll
this super
hey,
chat. Salute to my brother Charles Edward Cheese in the super chat, dropping that hundo. On this in the super chat, he said Vegas for the F1. Vegas sober is so hard, bro. Rolling on the floor laughing. Had to put some color in the chat. Shout out to my roulette kings. Never the red, always the black. Salute.
yeah.
Hey, oh yeah, you on your diet, right, Cheese? You got to stay, yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
telling
Yo,
him. I'm like, I
Cheese, go
know.
play some craps, bro. That's what craps and poker. That's what we be doing. That's what we be on. While I be on over here.
Salute to Big Herm in the super chat. Much love, my brother Big Herm. He said Tim was going to mold over eventually, anyways. Tim was going to get mowed over anyways. Yeah, I'm with you, Cheese, man. I'm on my diet too, man. It's hard, man.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
When I be having
hey,
fights and
Coda.
stuff, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Look, I wanted to ask you something. Look, because like Terrence Crawford is Terrence Crawford. Like
For
I ain't
sure.
going front. I was really tight listening to you and Clay talk. Yeah, the way y'all was talking about Earl, like Earl didn't come out himself when the criticism first started off, and he asked like who, like what type of people raised y'all, like you know what I mean? He a fighter, like
For sure.
he lost to Terrence Crawford, but I want to know something. How many fighters, even with them having all that power, all that I just heard you name all them bad ones that on 154.
Yeah.
Let's just say Earl Spence fight them the same way he fought Terrence Crawford. All the way up until they stopped the fight, Earl Spence was putting like pressure in. He was still fighting, but Terrence Crawford just doing more thinking, and he just outboxed him. Yeah,
For
but
sure.
how many fighters do you before? If let's say they land a best shot on Earl, same scenario, but Earl
Hmm.
get up and keep coming like that. How many fighters do you think got that heart to really keep going like Terrence did though?
I
Like Earl
mean,
did.
I mean,
Like
it depends the fighter. I mean, it
because
depends the specific fighter.
Yeah, because that now to me, I feel like Earl still was trying to drag Terrence Crawford into deeper and deeper water,
Drown him,
even though he
yeah,
was getting his ass. He was keep trying to. I'm talking about for a lot of fighters, they never been there,
for
and
sure.
from what I seen. And Blue, shout out to you, Blue. I got that. I seen you made a video about that, and I ran across it, and that's why I'm like, yo, you know what, yo, Blue, absolutely right. And then I start thinking more, like, yo, how many fighters can go that deep though,
I'm gonna
and
automatically
still
mark
maintain
off.
a monster like that?
I'm a Charles again. Go ahead, Blue. Just go ahead, go ahead, Blue. Cause you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Charles out here, yeah.
Salute my brother Charles Edward Cheese. Back in the building, back in the super
Supporting the
chat,
bill.
dropping another hundo.
Hundo.
On us in
Yes,
the super
Supporting the
sir.
chat.
bill.
He said,
Yeah.
hundo. Salute all. Salute, Cheese.
Yeah, yeah. God bless, cheese, yo. That's
Cheese.
that brother, great man, humanitarian for sure. But hey, let me I'm gonna
Stay
mark off.
strong on that diet. Stay strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna mark off Serhi Bohachuk and Virgil Ortiz immediately, and I'm gonna because we seen their fight. So I mean, to me, there's no question they could both. Not that they're the fighters that. This is why I said it
Yo,
depends the
he is
specific
on it,
fight, but
bro.
with that pressure, I think they can both withstand that. Um, but again, it depends the specific fight because it's the matchup. A lot of fighters. I mean, there's rarely any fighter in the world that could have done Errol Spence like that. You know what I'm saying? I was just mentioning the certain aspects that some people know about the fight in the condition that Errol was in that played a little some type of part in that fight. I still had Crawford because I had Crawford winning. I bet on Errol Spence because hey, you know, it's just that's the way I bet it. But I still had Crawford winning. I mean, I still think Crawford's a better fighter. I was just, you know, mentioning like certain things that had to do with that fight. But yeah, I mean, you're right. A lot of fighters won't be able to take that pressure, but it's like the pop on Errol's punch wasn't even there. So when you come into the
No,
ring, it's like Crawford said, he got hit with a punch and he's like, "Oh, that's it." You know, so once you feel that and you're feeling like that, bro, that changes that changes the whole fight. You know, the just the way the fight is gonna go. It just changes the whole landscape of your plan and the game plan and the fight and everything. You know, and if your strategy is working and is working really really well, then you know you're just only gaining confidence after you get hit with his best punch. So it's a lot of things that play into it. I mean, you know, I'm not saying Arrow's no type
because
of bum or nothing.
look, like, and the reason why I don't look, I don't want to stay on this topic too long. My bad, y'all. I
No,
was
you
in the back
good.
and I heard Clay about it. But the reason why I say that because like, and it's giving Terrence Crawford credit what I'm about to say right now because I really did go back and like I said, shout out to you, Blue, because you really made me go look at that fight and I did like Terrence Crawford had milliseconds to land that counter uppercut. He knew Earl was gonna go to that body and right over top. Even though Earl still landed that, but look, how many people can think like that? Like, because Earl still like, because you remember Terrence got on that rope because
Saying,
Earl landed an overhand right, a overhand on left. My bad.
yeah.
And I ain't gonna say it buzzed Terrence Crawford, but it was a clean shot. And then Terrence Crawford leaned back and gets the rope. He knew like before Earl did it. I believe that Terrence Crawford studied that fight so much that he knew exactly what combination Earl was about to come with because it caught him straight in between, in the middle of him. Earl still getting a little pop on it, and to the point that it didn't hurt. But to Terrence Crawford caught him with another one on his way down. That's what I'm talking about. That's skills. I see a lot of people that got power, and yeah, like Virgil just got. I mean, not Virgil. Tim Zoo just got dog walk, and I believe Tim Zoo was overlooking the guy too. I believe that played the factor in it too, and he was believing the hype. The fight was for Tim Zoo
Well,
to
well,
get a belt
Bakram was doing
and
the
get back
same
in the
thing
mix.
though. Bakram
But
had milliseconds to land that counter
but
left hook.
yeah, No, because Virgil was winding up on. Look, keep it real. Virgil, I mean, not, I'm keep saying Virgil.
Yeah,
Tim
Tim,
was
Tim.
Tim was keeping. You knew what shot he was about to throw, and then when that dude, because earlier in the fight, you got to think about it. Early in the fight, he seen it, but then he didn't throw it. But you got to think about it. And then you got to think about even his 2-1. He found out that later on in the fight. And he was like, oh, because he caught him with it early in the fight. And he didn't know that
Yeah,
he
yeah.
hurted him, but he caught him with it clean. And then he started using everything. But Tim Tszyu did make it obvious. I'm coming forward and I'm winding up. You hurt
Yeah,
me, I
yeah,
want to hurt you back. That was Tim Tszyu attitude.
yeah.
And O'Curtis had enough time to think in between. And because that shot, come on,
I mean,
anybody
but that's
could
what
block.
Errol Spence was
That was
doing
set
too,
up
right? So
perfect.
that's why I said there's a lot of things that matter because
Yeah.
that's why I made it like a real big thing when I told Clay he was on pain medication. So any little thing that like messes with your senses, bro, like you're not gonna be sharp. Like you're not gonna be able to. I mean, because Errol Spence was doing the same thing.
I,
It was obvious that he was gonna come forward. Even the stabs to the body or any punches to the body, he was lunging. His head was over his front knee. There's a lot of things that was messing him up and allowing
I,
Crawford, that which is the highest, one of the highest, or if not the highest skill fighter in the world, to like just easily catch on those things. So it's, I mean, again, I still think Crawford's the better fighter, but there's a lot of things that allow Crawford to just make it seem like Superman performance. I mean,
right.
any
No,
type of little
and because
drowsiness.
it's
But so
hot.
let me let
Because
me
look,
let me move the needle just a little bit. Allow me to move
all
the
right,
needle just a little bit, right? Let's move
my
on
bad.
because since we're talking about Errol Spence, I do want to still go on because I'm be honest, Coda. I don't know if I really got a clear thought process on where we're at as far as Errol Spence. If he doesn't get the money he wants, because you basically said there are no tune-up fights. I think we both agreed like 154 tune-up
Yeah.
fights is a very difficult thing to kind of match make.
Yeah.
Stylistically, you gave some opinions of what could be, but we also know that at the same time it's going to be a tough fight no matter what Errol does.
Yeah.
I'm sure Errol is aware of that. So I asked you a question as far as would Errol Spence entertain taking a pay cut to do what a quote unquote tune up or stay busy fight, to show his market value is still there, show that he's still there as a threat that I think he probably still is to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But does he do that at this point in his career, or are we potentially dealing with potential like walk away from the sport if he can't get what he wants at this point?
No, I don't think he retires. I don't think so because again, those the things that I had mentioned, I think that's why Errol Spence has still confidence in himself. But does he have enough confidence to know that all right, I'll beat this dude. I just need to take this pay cut for this one fight, and I know I'm positive I'll beat him. So after that, the pay cut will pay off.
Mhm.
So it depends on how much confidence he has, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Also, like which it depends the fight that he decides to choose. So like the one like gentleman mentioned, I'm not sure, I forget his name, but Brian Mendoza, that's a good fight at 154 that will be sort of kind of, I guess you could call it a tune up. Or Jermel Charlo, which one is it? Jamal, right? Mo,
Mel, it's
that
Mel. No, it's
154
Mel. 154, yeah.
or Ismail.
Yeah.
So Jermel Charlo, I mean, that is kind of because only because he's been out the ring for that amount of time. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, if we're gonna be honest, Jermel Charlo, it was the undisputed king at 154 pounds anyway. So he is definitely dangerous still. But because he's been out the ring for so long, because Errol knows him and they've sparred and they were, in the same camp a lot or whatever, in the same stable, then I think that's another possible good matchmaking. But it just depends. There's aspects to it. It depends who the fighter is. It depends how much confidence Errol Spence has in himself. Because if say he does take that pay cut and then gets beat up, I took the pay cut for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%.
So
Exactly. You
it
got to think
matters.
about that. Or what? I mean, because also getting ready for a fight, the weight cut. Because I even heard rumors of him potentially fighting like an Erislandy Lara, right? I heard those rumors potentially, and it's like at 160. And to me, that said, oh, okay, well, this guy probably doesn't want to cut the weight really like that no more, right? Like he's getting out of
Wait, I'm
the
sorry.
whole
Who? I'm sorry.
Erizlandi, Lara.
Oh, okay.
Erizlandi Lara. There were rumors that circulating about whether that there was potentially a chance of that happening at 160.
That's
And
not
I
a
said,
good fight for Spence. I don't think so.
right. Plus, it's like to me, it
Hey,
says I
Clay,
don't really want to cut the weight,
Clay,
right? Like that's what it
did you
says to
see
me.
pictures of
Well,
Earl?
hold on, Carl. Well, hold on 1 second. Right. So that being said, right? The love for the sport, the work it takes. Errol Spence has never struck me somebody who enjoys the process of getting ready for a fight, if that makes any sense, right? Like he's all about the fight, but the cutting the weight, the running, the you know what I'm saying? The whole entire process
No,
of
I
getting ready.
disagree. I disagree
Okay.
because he's never missed weight, and the fact that like to make 147 pounds your entire career. For one, you started at 154 your debut, and then went down to 147 your entire career, and so in order to do that, and like I think it started when he started saying, "Oh, I don't want no tune-ups. I want to go straight into Crawford," because he knew like he was possibly not gonna be able to make 147 again after, like if he takes too many fights before Crawford, you know. So I think
Well,
when
let me
that
tell you why I
started
said that,
right
right?
there,
The
yeah,
reason I said that is because in an interview he had with the Pivot, right, when he spoke about how he wouldn't be in the gym preparing for a fight unless there was a fight on the table. He wasn't
yes,
really a gym rat. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah,
he's the
yeah,
type of dude to. That's why I'm saying that. Like he'll do what he's supposed to do to get ready for a fight. If you tell him there's a fight, he's gonna cut the weight. He's gonna make it happen. But I'm saying that off the strength of this long hiatus that he's had outside of the ring, right? I don't know what he's
yeah.
been up to. I mean, we've seen pictures of him here and there staying in shape and things of that nature, but being that he hasn't been getting ready for a particular fight because they haven't sent that contract over that he needs to see, you know what I mean? He hasn't gotten that confirmation. I don't know what he's been up to, right? So for him to get ready to, let's say, fight at 154, Errol Spence could be walking around 200 pounds right now. You know what I'm saying?
Literally walks around like at 190 something.
Exactly. And that's why he's kind of busy, why he's a fighter right now. It'll be like 2 years when July. In July, it'll be 2 years.
Yeah,
And bro, that's another question we can bring up to the table as far as is he supposed to fight before Tank Davis or after Tank Davis? If he's fighting after Tank Davis on March 1st, where does that land for him? April, May, June, July? He's going to be sitting out the ring for a large amount of time, right? So for him to get in that mindset to get motivated, and we don't even know who his trainer is still to this day, right? For him to get motivated and get back into this, could you see Errol Spence potentially being like, listen, if the money ain't right, I'm good. My money's good. It's not
nah,
worth.
I don't
It's
think
not
so.
worth getting ready to get back in the ring. No? Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, he's what, 34 years old. I mean, I don't think so. I think people lost have less confidence in Arrow than Arrow has in himself. I think Arrow knows his situation, and the people that knew the situation revolved around the fight
Mhm.
probably have the same thought process that I do. I mean, I just think Arrow has way more like belief and confidence in himself than a lot of people do. And the 160 thing, um, I think he's with it at 154, but it's a hot division too. So since he's
Mhm.
walking around at 190, possibly 200, and 160 is not too far. It's not the hottest division either. I mean, Hamza is a problem though. But then again, he's like a younger fighter. Erislandy Lara is not good stylistically, but hey, he 41,
No
40,
comment.
40
Right.
41, 40 years old. So um, that's a possibility, but uh, I mean, I don't know. It's possible too because they both beat Danny Garcia. He just came off of Danny Garcia win. But I mean, I think honestly, 160 is the better move for Errol Spence. I don't know why I didn't say that earlier because I've said it before. But yeah, I think 160 is the better move for Errol Spence. I swear, in my opinion. I mean, because
You think it's gonna be easier for him, right?
Hey,
It's a little bit easier for
well,
him.
easier for him to make weight. He'll feel
Mhm.
better,
hey, yo, did y'all
sharper, stuff like that. So, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Carl.
did y'all see pictures of Earl recently?
He
Like, did
looked
y'all see
good.
pictures of Earl recently?
No, he look like he in shape, but
You
is
say he
he
look
is he on
big?
weight?
He looked big. Nah, he looked
Yeah.
real big.
Earl look, I ain't gonna hold you. No, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, bro, Earl and Frank Martin look like they're around the same size.
Nah,
Like recent
Not
pictures,
at all.
videos,
Not at
every.
all.
Hey, Blue, go look. Look,
You
I'm about
said
to
what?
look.
Yeah,
nah.
I
I don't know why he said
I
that.
could
That's
go
Frank
grab my
Martin
dog.
like
Look, hey, Blue,
5'6",
go
bro.
Frank Martin.
Frank Martin's a
I'm
way
talking about
smaller
like, hey,
fighter.
look, this Blue. Go on. I look instead of saying nah, just go look.
No, I
That's
mean we
all.
see him.
They
I've seen
y'all like
him.
I'm saying some.
I've seen him.
They don't.
I'm
Y'all
not.
just said Earl look big.
No, they don't look
Listen,
nothing
bro.
like
Look, hey, Blue.
Earl look like he
Hey, Blue,
over
you know what I'm
190,
talking
but
about.
shorter.
Earl look
Frank
like.
look like he like
Hey, show me a
165,
pic. I guarantee.
160.
I
Who, Frank
guarantee
Martin?
you. I guarantee.
Yeah,
Look,
like
no lie. Look,
160.
Nah, Frank
look,
Martin
no,
probably
look.
he probably at
Like
best like 150, 50 something.
150. There we go. See, I was trying
Yeah,
to give him some. And the only reason I went up
Hey,
to 160,
look,
165 because I
that
heard rumors
that
that he
was
was
my
trying to fight at 140. So that's why I said
Bro,
that. But he definitely don't look nowhere near 190.
I've been trying to lose weight
my
because
thing.
I'm sparring like I'm sparring a couple dudes that but I'm supposed to get down to a certain weight to be sparring certain fighters or whatever. But they're fighting at 154, 147. So right now I'm like at 160. So I had dropped that weight like recently. There ain't no way in hell I'm 5'11". Ain't no way in hell Frank Martin at 160 and then Errol Spence is my height, kind of my size.
I
Ain't
ain't.
no way in hell
Yeah.
they the same
See,
size. I mean,
Nah, they
because
ain't
I
gonna
never
do it.
wanted. Look, I'm not trying to look. Y'all understand exactly
Hold on,
what I'm
Carl.
saying.
No, hold on, Carl. Salute the Big Herm in the super chat.
who? I don't see no super chat. Oh, okay.
He said Earl almost 35, 2-year layoff. Next could be the last. Agreed. My brother Kid the Great in
I
the
can see
super
that.
chat. He said, drop that 200 pennies on your boy Blue. Hey, Kid the Great, my
Yeah,
dude.
he
That's
said
funny as hell.
200
No,
I
pennies.
said
no.
200. I'm like, what? take
But now let's
the
talk
point
about this
off.
card,
Y'all
man,
understand what?
because this card, man.
But y'all understand.
What y'all think
Yeah.
about the card itself, the undercard?
Oh,
If
Which one is
everything
that?
if everything this
oh,
Tank Davis undercard, I like it, man.
Me
and
too.
what's that name? And what's that name?
You
And what's
got
that
I
name?
don't even
What's that
know the
other
undercard.
all right.
I
So
mean, I
you
You
got
said
haven't really been.
so you
Hold
got
on,
you
Blue gonna
got
break it
you said
down.
if
so you got the co-main event is Ryo versus Anton Russell.
Yeah.
Then you got Jamal Charlo versus Cornflake LaMotta.
Yeah.
Then you got Stanionis versus what's his name? His mentor. What damn his name is I keep wanting to say man, what's his name?
You said
Guys,
Ryo versus Pit. I mean Ryo versus Antoine, and who else? I'm sorry.
You got Ryo versus Anton. You
Yeah.
got Jamal versus Thomas Cornflake LaMotta. Then
Okay.
you got Stanionis versus Gaisov. And then you got Sando Martin and Poole.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like.
Wait,
and
so Sandor Martin versus who?
Versus
I
with
broke
the
Poole.
up.
other
Puyo.
fight,
Puello?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
and what's the
wow,
other
that's a
fight he
fire
said that
card.
you hope they put on their bill?
No, that's good enough for me.
That's a
Nah,
good card.
that's a
Remember
fire
earlier,
card.
I thought you were saying like adding
See,
another
because
fighter on it.
people don't realize they don't know who Thomas Cornflake LaMotta is. Dude could fight, bro.
Hannibal said the upper card is trash. What did that even mean? What's upper card?
He talking
Huh?
about Tank and Lamont.
Man, that card is fire.
What the main event?
The main
That's what he's
event?
talking
It's
about.
not called the upper card. What is that? I mean,
I know,
you
but I
trying to
think
go
that's
to
what
the
he's
upper
saying.
room? Talking crazy?
That card, And I don't think they
Talk to
finished with
me
that
like that.
card yet either, Blue. I
Nah,
don't even think they finished with
ain't
that
gonna
thing.
happen.
I think they gonna add
No, that
another.
they
I
ain't
think
gonna
they
be
gonna
no
add another
more.
fighter on there. Why?
No,
I'm about to
no.
run it down
I'm,
fight per fight, right? So I think
I
I
can't wait
already
to see
we
Frank
was
Martin
talking
next
about it
fight.
early. I mean, you want to talk? Go ahead, bro. So I mean, so
He
I
got
could.
he got a delay.
I got a delay. Like, come on, bro, calm down, man.
I ain't
It
even.
might be mo.
I ain't even.
Yo,
I'm just saying. You want to talk?
my
Go
bad,
ahead.
my bad.
So I could
No,
go
I
after.
got a delay. My bad. I know. I was just saying I can't. See, look, when y'all be moving and y'all be talking, I got a little delay, so I don't be. I really don't know,
Nah, that's
like
straight. That's straight. Go
when
ahead.
when.
Run the card down.
No, go ahead. No, I was just saying. I ain't say that. I said I can't wait to see Frank Martin next fight. I just added that in.
Oh, okay. He wasn't
Oh,
talking
all right.
about run the card for me.
So right. So I was already saying about Ryo Antoine earlier. I mean, to really actually break the fight down, not the business. Oh, shit. That's just hard. I mean, I think Antoine might might treat him like De Los Santos. I'm dead. I'm dead. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm good. He's gonna treat him like De Los Santos without him getting knocked down. I mean, or or he's gonna fight a pitbull type of style fight where it'd be the smartest choice, and then if he goes 12 rounds with it, he's gonna have to fight way better than a pitbull. He's gonna have to put veteran tactics in there, like clinch a lot on the inside, because just Antoine's just a smarter fighter, so he's gonna have to clinch a lot on the inside, just like get in his head, talk shit in his ear, excuse my language. He gonna have to do a lot, bro. Like, just a lot. Just fight rough and rugged on the inside if he's not clinching, and then just keep the fight on the outside, moving around. A lot of movement. Almost like a Karen versus Boots, the first fight, but with more offense. If he's going to survive, because it's not, I think I got an Antoine by stoppage. Um, and then you
Jamal and Cornflake.
Cornflake.
Cornflake is not somebody a lot of people know, bro, and he's not horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Like most people just know him right now for that knockout loss to Lara, but bro could
Yeah,
fight. He could,
yeah, exactly, he could fight. And Jamal been out the ring. I mean, obviously, I might favor Jamal, but it's not. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. How people out here thinking. I mean, a lot of people probably don't even know Cornflake. So,
yeah, they don't know
um,
what Cornflake is.
but hey, it depends. Honestly, that fight, I don't even want to choose because I don't know where Jamal is at, like mentally. I really don't know. I don't know where his psyche is at. But if it's the Jamal we know, I got Jamal winning. Not by stoppage. It goes the distance. And then you said Stanionis.
Yeah, Stanionis and guys off.
Oh, that's another one. See, that's what
That,
I'm saying. I mean,
that's a tough one right
that's
there.
another one that's gonna be a fan friendly, nice fight. That's gonna be a fire fight. That's gonna be fire.
Facts. Facts.
Um, shit, Stan Jonas is better than a lot of people think too.
Oh
Agreed.
yeah. Another
Man,
one of those
I don't
Eastern
know,
European fighters that they keep playing with.
cause I don't know where his chin is at. I really don't know. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to. I guess I have shit. I don't even want to pick. I don't want to pick. I mean, probably Stan Jonas. Yeah, I just don't want to pick on that one because
That's hard right there.
that one's a hard. I think that one's harder than Jamon Cornflake. Like that one is like whoever comes with a better game plan and it's just the better man that night. That's just how I'm a say that fight right there. Um, and then Sandor Martin and who you said Puello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Puello's cracking though. I mean, like, I think I got Puello on that one. I got Puello. I got
Me
Puello
too.
on that one for
I got
sure. And he might stop him. I got Puello by stoppage.
yeah, I got Playo too.
I got
I got
Puello by
Puello too,
stoppage.
but Sandor Martin showed out a little bit. You know, I think he's thrown people because obviously, you know, he's a great boxer and he did real well against Teofimo. But I think Teofimo just that I don't think that's a good judge of who Sandor is when you think about a Puello fight, right? Like the triangle theory doesn't hold any weight in this conversation. Puello knows how to box off the back foot, and he can crack. He just didn't crack on Gary because Gary's Gary. You know
Nah,
what I'm
but he
saying?
even cracked on Gary.
And Mikey Garcia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Mikey
Mikey got
Garcia put
he
his
was
in.
cracking even on Gary because Gary it's just Gary the dog, so he kept coming in on forward because he's just that type of rugged fighter, but he's not a rock'em sock'em stupid come forward fighter. But
Right.
yeah, but he got a chin too, so he was even cracking Gary to where he was moving Gary with that hook. Like every time he cracked him with that hook, he was moving Gary, and it looked at times like Gary was a little, was a little hurt. Matter of fact, that body shot, then they call it like a low blow or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, man. Hey, man. You know, I
And he's
just got my
big.
own.
He's big too, man.
Yeah, he's big. I got him by stoppage. But Sandor Martin, yeah, he shows out when he has to and stuff like that. But I got Puello by stoppage. I got Puello by stoppage.
Yeah, I think Puello walks away with that one. I agree with you on the Rayo fight. I think that's like somebody said in the chat. Shout out to Rayo for taking that fight because it's a really competitive. That's a real championship fight right there
That's
that I believe.
insane.
You know what
I
I mean?
mean, whether he loses or not, right? I give all credit. I mean, I don't care. There's not even. See, this is the thing about like a lot of fans nowadays. That oh, he lost. He sucks. He's trash. Nah, bro. I don't care who wins or who loses in this fight, bro. Like a
Mm-hmm.
round of applause to y'all for making this fight happen, bro. Like there's no reason why Ryo should have had to take this fight, bro, unless management almost damn near made him. Like if you go against your advisory, then you're alone in the field, almost like Jared Anderson, going against Bob Arum and then losing to Bacoli, and now like what team do you got behind you? Are they really gonna push you? You know what I'm saying? So when you go against your advisory, then it's kind of like it's risky, but so I don't know if that was the situation here. But man, there's no reason he had to take this fight. So round of applause, bro, because you ain't ducking no smoke. I mean, I
That's
just think
clearly not ducking no smoke. If he's making a statement, he has an opportunity also if he wins this fight and like, you know what I mean? If he's like put Gary on his pockets or just win it, just even a decision, that
yeah,
just adds to Ryo's market value. So it's an
that's
opportunity for him, but it does seem kind of like unnecessary. But it is what it is. As a fan of boxing, we winning. I love when boxers think like this. So that's why I think
that's
you got to
crazy.
celebrate him for this because you don't want him to feel stupid for doing this. You want to inspire other boxers to let them know like the fans will react and give you a lot of respect. These are the fights
Absolutely,
that way if he loses, oh, he was trash. He was a hype job. This will ruin. You know what I mean? This is what fighters are scared of going into fights like this. This is what makes them not take him. So he's pushing against the he's being a real dude, bro. He's showing that he got the dog, and obviously he's real confident with what him and Roberts is working on. So,
exactly. That's the big part. He has a good
right.
corner. That's what even makes it like, all right, like that's what makes it like that. I have to maybe think a little bit because they're smart, so they might approach it just like a pit bull fight. And if he wins this fight, oh my god, that's gonna
Mhm.
raise his stock crazy.
Crazy.
Like,
Period. That's a fact.
especially the fact that he's Mexican American, whatever. Bro, he beats Gary Antoine Russell. His stock is going up. Now they're gonna prefer him over a Pitbull Cruz, and they're gonna promote that fight. They're gonna make it happen, and they're gonna try to promote him. And the Mexican fans are gonna try to sway the Mexican fans his way. They're gonna put the machine behind him if he wins this fight. I promise you.
100%. I agree with you. Now, Gary wins this fight. What does this mean for Gary? What is Gary going at this point? If Gary's able to walk away with
He's a
this win, and
champion. Now
I know, but the next chapter, though, I'm saying that now he's a champion. This 140 change. Does it look crazier now with Gary as a champion in
everybody
any
ducking
conversation?
Gary. Everybody's gonna duck Gary. Everybody. I mean, that's how I feel. A lot of people didn't want to give him the opportunity, because they knew how dangerous he was, and they knew the reward wasn't, um, like adding up with the risk. So
So PBC, if Gary wins his belt, if PBC doesn't get behind Gary and make fighting Gary financially profitable for you, right? Like a lifestyle change fighting him, it's going to be hard for him to get fights.
well,
As far as
Gary's
unification is concerned, at least.
Well, that's the problem. Like fighters nowadays don't know how to promote themselves. Like a promoter's not really a promoter. That's why Eddie Hearn is the best promoter out there right now. Like a promoter is not really a promoter nowadays. It's just like the fact that you got that promoter name behind you, it gives you the entitlement to be able to talk how you want to talk. So fighters got to learn how to promote themselves. It's almost like Floyd Mayweather. He found out that boxing is a business as well, so he made the character and sold the character. And then people start disliking his character, so he owned up to the villain role and became that villain that people dislike. So he's gonna fight the fan favorite fighter all the time, and he's gonna beat him. So eventually they're gonna buy the fight anyway because of the fan favorite fighter, and it's Floyd Mayweather, and they can't wait to see his ass get knocked out. So people gotta like learn. These fighters gotta learn how to promote themselves. Look at Ryan Garcia, bro. He's freaking suspended no matter what. He's doing an exhibition. His press conference face off is November 26th. He's doing an exhibition, which that's a Tuesday next week. Yeah, Tuesday next week. He's doing an exhibition no matter what next month in Japan versus the fighter that fought Manny Pacquiao. So he's attaching Manny Pacquiao to him. He's already a big name. He's going to Japan to gain some Japanese fans. Bro, he's promoting himself and he knows how.
Right.
So these fighters, and he got Golden Boy behind him. So he's attached around to so many names. Like these fighters got to learn how to promote themselves in order to get that backing from the machine. So even if the machine is behind you, they can't put more money on that purse for the other fighter if it's not gonna pay off. It's what we was talking about earlier. It's an
Right.
investment. So you got to be able to show and prove that people are gonna come out to watch you, and show and prove that people are gonna pay for your pay-per-view fights, bro, and you got the goods to do it. So just promote yourself. And aside from that, y'all the Russell family. So you got it to be able to promote yourself, bro. You got it. You just gotta
Right,
do it.
man.
You gotta give, PBC the reason to give your opponents this purse because they're gonna make it back with you. So I
I
just
agree.
think they gotta learn how to promote themselves better.
I agree. I definitely think that's definitely a large part of it. But at the same time, people will always refer to Tank and say he didn't promote himself. That they promoted him. He just fought. But Tank
Yeah,
has
but
never been
Tank since
asked to.
amateurs, he's been filling out
Right.
little gyms, bro. Since
Yeah.
amateurs, bro. You'd go to even like a sports festival or anything, any little golden glove, the district golden glove or state golden glove, anything. He was always filling out. So Tank was always a thing, and then he attached himself to Floyd Mayweather. That's the kind of the difference. You know what I'm saying? And he's a knockout artist. So he's
Right.
giving people what they want. And then he was always attached to Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. So all these things, again, you know what I'm saying? So, he really didn't promote himself because Floyd was doing it for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At that time, Floyd was an actual real promoter, not just,
Yo,
a
I'm
people.
I'm gonna holler at y'all another time. All right, Blue. All right, Clay.
All right, girl. Salute,
All
All
King.
right,
right,
Cody.
brother. Yo, God bless, bro.
Y'all
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just how
Yo,
I feel. I feel
we
like
don't hear
fighters
you,
got to
Blue.
promote themselves
Blue, we
better.
don't hear you. I don't hear
Yep, you
you,
on
Blue.
mute, bro. Blue, we can't hear you, brother.
Yeah, we can't hear you, man. Nope.
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 He's like, can you hear me now? Nope.
Not yet. He about to say though. He about to definitely say. He ain't say yeah, but he about to. Well, I guess he
Oh,
gonna go fix that. So, but yeah, what did you think about I'm talking about on that? Philly almost showed out the other night against Williams Zepeda, right? Tevin Farmer almost shocked the world. Did he almost shock the world, Coda? Or did you expect that from Tevin? Did the world just sleep on him and not know who he was?
yeah.
Sleep on him, or
They
did he
just
almost shock the world? What happened?
they just slept on him because I mean, Tevin Farmer's he's a veteran, bro. I mean, he's
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
yeah, we
Yeah.
hear you. You got a
Yeah.
little delay, but we hear you.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, I was saying that. Tank had he had the he lived up to the hype, but as well as he had Adrian Broner, who was the
yup.
biggest star in boxing, right behind Floyd at the time,
At the time.
co-signing him. Floyd Mayweather co-signing him, and then he was excited. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So he had the perfect storm. He caught lightning in the bottle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He caught lightning
Exactly.
in the bottle, and he's not lazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another thing that people don't understand is like, you know, and yeah, and that's another thing, right, Cody? He's attached to big fights. You know what I mean? Devin Haney, all that type of situation from for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Lomachenko, even Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean? He's been attached to those dudes for
And he's fought on Mayweather undercards and
yeah,
stuff.
and the
Mayweather
biggest
versus
fight,
McGregor. He was the
the
what
second
co-main
biggest fight
event.
in boxing history.
Yeah, exactly. So shit, and then the performance he had versus what was his name? I think he was like from
Well,
Venezuela or something. Fiasco
well,
or something like that. I forget his name.
oh, Francisco.
Francisco,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So and Francisco was a real good fighter. I mean, he was a prospect or whatever, something like that. He was coming up. He had some eyes on him that people were expecting good things from him, and he oh my god, this when the referee stopped that fight. He had his head literal like a literal bobblehead in the car when you
Right.
driving. Like
You talking about when he was tripling up those uppercuts and you just
no,
coming
no,
up
no,
the
no.
middle?
That was six. That was versus somebody else. That was, but no, he went on the co-main versus McGregor. Dude had like red, white, and blue like shorts. Um, yeah, I don't know, like no, but he hit him with like four hooks back to back, like left, right, left, right, left, and had
Mhm.
bobble and bobble and bobble, and bro, it was so bad, like. I mean, Francisco ain't even really complain when the ref stopped the fight because he's like, "Shit, thank you." You know what I'm saying?
yeah. He took a beat. He took a beating.
Yeah, so a performance like that under the biggest fight in history at the time,
Right.
then shit, it's gonna put eyes on you. That's the type of shit people want to see. And then he comes from the urban, the hood, quote unquote, life is the American is
He
the
resonated.
story that people want. Is
Yeah.
the story they want to hear.
Yeah, his story resonated. A lot of people
Exactly.
relate with Tank one way or another, whether it's what they've
Exactly.
seen or whether it's what they lived. Let me ask you though. So now Williams Zepeda Tevin Farmer fight. Tevin Farmer, would you consider that exposing Zepeda in any kind of way? As far as
Man.
being like, man, I didn't know. Did you feel like he got hit a lot more than you thought? Did you ever, you know what I mean? I'm saying? Like, did you
Bro,
walk
people
away from that
just
fight feeling like Zepeda was like getting punched on a little more than you thought you would expect him to get punched on?
Man, people just don't understand. Like, they just want to see Zepeda. He has so many knockouts and he throws so
Mhm.
many punches around. So they expect him to knock everybody out. It's almost like the boots and all the
Oh no, I'm
criticism with
talking
boots.
about Dakota. I'm talking about defensively though. Defensively, do you feel like anything got exposed and Zepeda in that fight? You know what I mean? Like how much he got hit. Do you feel like that's other fighters can look at that and be like,
I
oh, is there
mean,
anything to walk away with
he
from
might
that
have
fight?
to sharpen up. He might have to sharpen up, and it's easy for somebody to say he got exposed. But
Mm,
again, Tevin Farmer's he's bro, he's known and he's a veteran and he's crafty. So and he's smart enough to make adjustments like that. So it's just that Tevin Farmer's that good. I don't think it is
mm.
that Zepeda's overrated at any point because I seen that in the comments. Not because you said it, but oh, he's just
Yeah,
overrated. No, he's not, bro. He's a real good fighter. He's sanctioned in all four He's sanctioned number one in all 4 sanctionings. He's a real good fighter and he's dangerous, bro. It's just a smart boxer like that. It's going to be able to take advantage of certain things. And people were like, oh well, he dropped him, and Tevin Farmer's not a puncher and this and that. Well, they were expecting Tevin Farmer to box and move around and all this. So the film that they watched, it wasn't what they expected in the fight. And Tevin Farmer is now 135. So, and he's a grown man now. So for one, that grown man strength is already fully in there, and he's went up in weight. And certain fighters, it happens with them, like they go up in weight and that power starts to show. Look at Erislandy Lara.
Right.
He's old, yeah, whatever case may be. Boom, he wasn't this sensational one punch knockout type of fighter, whatever the case, or knockout fighter, really at all type of thing. But look at him now, 160. He's punching. He's punching, bro. To the point where he punched Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia had to think about going down. It was a late effect. It hurt really bad, So I don't think so. I mean, obviously everybody has things to work on, especially defensively. And, a lot of fighters have defense, like, a lot of fighters have to work on their defense and stuff like that, and fundamentals and stuff, especially when you're throwing over 1,000 punches, in a fight and stuff, especially because you're opening up a lot.
Right.
But, I mean, how many fighters are really going to be able to, execute that on somebody that's throwing so many punches and is punching hard? It's just, Tevin Farmer's crafty. So aside from the fact he was, giving Zepeda problems and fatiguing him, he was fatiguing him mentally as well. So I think if anything, it goes to show that Zepeda, he got up and he was able to win the fight and dog it out. And even when he was getting mentally fatigued and frustrated, he was still able to control that and overcome that. You know what I'm saying? And, people that actually understand things understand that, aside from the fact that they're just, negatively, like just naturally negative, and are going to criticize everything and everybody instead of like looking at it from a positive standpoint.
No doubt, no doubt.
Well,
no
I
doubt.
think it's a point of when people say is he overrated. I think it's a standpoint of compared to the best, the best. Yeah, exactly the expectations, and comparing him to the Shakurs and the Tanks and the Keyshawns and so on and so forth. As far as his defense, like putting him in the ring. And I said this, and you guys know this. I said this when they made the Tevin Farmer fight. I said they made a mistake because yes, Tevin Farmer has a lot of traits and similarities of Shakur Stevenson, and they needed him to get a good look. It's perfect look for me. It was the perfect person you could bring in to mimic and get an idea of what it's like to be in there with Shakur. But at the same time, Tevin Farmer still has a lot in the tank where he can actually upset you. You know what I'm saying? And like Cody just said, he's so crafty. You know what I mean? I think people forget that Tevin Farmer also was top 3 best defensive fighters when he was the world champion. He was top 3
statistically.
Statistically, he was one
hit
of the
to
best
miss ratio.
Most elusive fighters in all of boxing. And I had talked to Tevin. He was like, "Blue, they made a mistake. You're right." I said, "I think so too." You know what I'm saying? And but like I told Tev, if it goes to the cards, you know what I'm saying, and it's remotely close, they ain't gonna
The
give it to
machine
you.
going exactly
Because of what he represents. You know what I'm saying? The money he represents with bigger fighters. You know what I'm saying? And him dropping him countering him, to me, it spelled. To me, it just spelled disaster moving forward because Tevin is a southpaw. He's slick. He's elusive. And he doesn't have a lot of power. He got like 8 knockouts in like 40-something fights, right?
Right.
But
that's at 126.
At 126, yeah, you're right. You're right, though. He move up in weight that his power gonna change, right? But those dudes are bigger and stronger naturally than Tev. you know, the
For sure.
Shakors, the Keyshawn's, especially Tank, right?
For
And
sure.
so, and they're quicker. They're just younger. They're more vibrant, right? So their reflexes is just that much quicker than Tevin's right now, right? And so to me, with Zepeda, and hence the reason why I feel like they're now talking about they got options is because they understand what they up against. AK Crowder, what's up, my brother?
AK, AK.
AK in the building. What's up, AK? Oh, that's my brother right there. What's up, family?
Salute, Crowder.
So I just think that, you know, when you match them up with those dudes, if I don't think it's no longer, and again, this is Boston, so anything can happen, obviously. But I think that those are now 80-20 fights with him versus them. Because
Mm,
because of the styles. They all can counterpunch. Shakur is not going to knock him out, but he's sharp enough, he's quick enough, he's big enough, his reflexes are on point enough to he can counter. If Tevin could drop you, Shakur could drop you if he commits. Tank
mm-hmm.
can obliterate you in those instances. And there was a lot of times where Tevin could counter him with the left hand, and he just seemed like he didn't see the left hand very well. You know what I'm saying? So I when it comes to those dudes, now Keyshawn is orthodox, so it's a little different, but Keyshawn is more aggressive than Shakur, and he's younger as well. So and he's hungry. You know what I mean? So I just see those dudes giving them super problems. You know what I mean? And
With
Tevin,
Keish, sorry, go ahead.
no, and Tevin was able to take his punches as well. That's another thing. You know what I mean? So you know, I just think that it tipped the scale. I thought those was going to be entertaining close fights. I no longer think so.
Yeah, but see, with for one, with Tevin taking his punches, what really landed flush, clean. And even so, yeah, he was taking the punches, right? But y- would you think he would get up for a Tevin fight as much as he will for a Shakur and Tank fight? And then um he's also throwing a lot of punches. So Tevin's experience was able to like, and then Tevin's hungry. He's trying to get back into the into the talks, into the conversations. So he's real hungry. And yeah, they're younger and more vibrant, but like Cepeda's punching as well. So we seen with Tank that he expresses he expresses himself. He's like, kind of an open book. So, he with people that are punching, that's why he's fought a lot of punchers, because he wants to like face his those difficulties he thinks he had problem with. So Zepeda's punching and he's throwing a lot of punches, and he's not the regular just rock'em sock'em type of Mexican. And I think he's like a be sharper with I think they underestimated and slept on Tevin Farmer. I think they thought they would have got him out of there real quick. So when he got hit with that pull counter, it just like kind of woke him up there. And then he got hit after that with that, but you could tell that he's expecting it now. So even when he got hit, it wasn't like, I don't know. I still think that those fights are competitive. Um I just really do. It's just exactly versus Tank. You're throwing a lot of punches, and I think that plays against you instead of it playing
For you.
with you, because you're opening up a lot versus you, and don't nobody got a chin for Tank, bro. I mean, at 135, can't nobody take that like and just like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not happening. A lot of people say, oh well, Eastside people cool. Yeah, well, a lot of those punches were hitting glove or skull. So it's not like he was catching Isak clean or nothing like that, or whatever the case may be. With um, Shakur's not Although, see, you know what? I saw an interview because I'm like jumping. I saw an interview about with Wally on Fight Hype. Shakur, I've always said this. He's a good sharp puncher, stiff punches, and they hurt. So he said like now that it's out there, his hands been hurt for the past 3 4 fights. It's just he hasn't said nothing about it. Or since Yoshino, he's like basically he was saying, he didn't say Yoshino specifically, but that's what I'm guessing. Since Yoshino, his fights were injured, so both, and he said both of them. So he said he got surgery on one of them and he's had enough time for the other one to heal. So y'all are gonna see who Shakur really is now. And honestly, I don't think a lot of people might say, "Oh, excuses, whatever." I don't think so. I think he's being honest, and I think it's true. I think a lot of people are gonna see now what I've been like also kind of referring or aiming towards when or pointing out when I say like Shakur is not this weak puncher or pillow fisted guy that a lot of people think. So I think his next fight will show that, and the fight after that will show it even more, which is probably who he's gonna. I think they might take a tune up before Zepeda, and I don't think it's because they need a tune up. I think they just want to see where his hands is at. His hands are at with a 8 ounce glove, and all that, because I mean that's the smart thing to do. You don't want to go straight into a Zepeda fight who's like people might think he's overrated now, but I don't think so. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous fighter. I don't think you would want to go straight into that fight when you're coming off of surgery. You want to see where your hands are at. Say you get hurt again, second, third round of the Zepeda fight. What happens now? I mean, that's dangerous. So um, yeah, I don't know. I think especially if Shakur takes a tune-up fight before that, yeah, he's not going to be able to deal with, Shakur or Tank, but I don't see it as an 80-20 fight. I gotta disagree there. I don't think so. I think I think he's more than just a puncher's chance. And if he comes in there with the right game plan, and he's adjusting on the fly. That's what I didn't see with Zepeda. Those are things that right there now where you're fighting world class fighters like Tank and Shakur. Now you gotta start looking at things like that, like really film study things like that. He's not making adjustments on the fly, and a real good fighter, world class elite fighter, doesn't need to go back to the corner in order to get the instructions from the corner to be able to see certain things and make those adjustments in between the rounds, or in the specific rounds. But hey, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think if he has one more fight, before a Shakur or Tank fight, if he has just one more fight versus, and you say Keyshawn, but hey, I don't think. Nahir Albright gave Keyshawn everything he could handle. Nahir Albright, and Nahir Albright's a good fighter, but I don't think he's world class like that. This is what I say when they say Keyshawn versus. I mean, at least Frank Martin had a Michelle Ali Rivera in his roster. I mean, in his record, he had a Michelle Ali Rivera who was a top contender. A lot of people were looking at him. He had a Artem, which Artem, Shakur beat the brakes off him and stuff like that. But Artem, a lot of people thought Artem won, and Artem had Frank Martin moving, using a lot of footwork away from them body shots. He was actually even like almost damn near jumping like back, when he was getting hit in the body and moving forward, like his head forward, so he could like not get hit that hard. It was hurting him. So, but anyways, Artem's a really, really good, difficult timing type of fighter. So he had those fights going into the Tank fight. Keyshawn, he's a great fighter. He by the eye test, shit. I mean, you can't really ask for anything more. A Barenchik fight is gonna be good. Give you that championship status. Andy Cruz fight, it would be great to see before. before he goes into a fight, he beats Andy Cruz, then I don't want to hear nothing. He's ready for a Tank fight. From Tank's team, I don't want to hear nothing. But anyway, back to Zepeda. I think Zepeda is not overrated. I think a lot of people just underestimate Tevin Farmer as well as his team, and so that's why that fight played out the way it did.
Yeah, I think me walking away from that fight with Zepeda, I did think there was some telling things going on in that fight. Adjustments, his inability to adjust. He wasn't really adjusting. He kind of stuck to the same game plan the whole way, all the way through. William Zepeda was able to. Tevin Farmer was able to throw him off. You know what I'm saying? With just the different looks and everything he was doing. I think Shakur obviously is going to bring can get even more complicated when it comes in that conversation. But things it made me question what him and Panda are working on. Is Panda somebody who's I immediately thought towards Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and I said to myself, Derek seemed to have trained Errol in like one way almost, just Errol was very successful in coming forward, attacking the body. I did see him, move around and box better when he fought against Mikey Garcia. But once again, with somebody that wasn't necessarily going to offer him a threat like the other actual 147 pounders would. Yeah, and coming up in weight, right? So he was able to be a little bit more relaxed in there with Mikey Garcia and show some of that pedigree. But ultimately, against Terrence Crawford specifically, it just looks like his inability to adjust made the biggest difference in that fight. And when I saw Zepeda fighting against Tevin Farmer, that's what I saw. I said, man, Shakur can give him looks that are going to require him to adjust in order to get at Shakur. And is he going to be able to do that? When I saw him fight against William Zepeda, that's what I saw that I feel like I think he's going to carry that into a fight with a Shakur Stevenson or a Gervonta Tank Davis. So for me, after the end of that fight, yeah, man, I look to Shakur more. So I think let's say it was 60-40. I think at that point it went up 65-70, 65-35, 70-30. You know what I'm saying? Like it went up like that because I'm like, I think Shakur can take advantage of this dude.
Absolutely.
If this dude doesn't show the ability to adjust in those situations.
Exactly.
So that's what I walked away with, man. But ultimately, he is a threat. He's a high volume puncher, and he punches hard, and that can't never be thrown to the side, bro. Somebody like that is going to be a threat wherever you go. But defensively, I said, man, I think Tim Bradley put something out a little bit earlier this week when he kind of said, these fighters today need to be aware of their defense. Right? Offense is great. Defense to a degree. Offense is great. It sells. It's more aesthetically pleasing when you're trying to get fans, when you're trying to raise your market value. That's a great thing. But, being too slow in your defense is where you get exposed, where things can happen like what happened with Tim Tszyu and Bakram, right? Where it's like, you offensively, we know who you are, but defensively, damn, bro, you was getting pieced up and ultimately couldn't make it out the third round.
And again, not making adjustments.
Right, not making adjustments to what you're looking at. Like when you look at Terrence Crawford and Israel Madrimov, you saw him adjusting there. You saw him
they
realize,
both did. On the fly, too.
That was like watching Peyton Manning and Ray Lewis go at it. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
It was just like audibles getting called every other round. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To adjust. So I wonder if Zepeda can be cerebral like that. Does he have that in him? Does Panda have a cerebral? Because I seen Panda with Sabril Matias, and I seen Panda with Zepeda, and they both kind of like Sabril kind of got exposed to a degree, right? On his inability to adjust. And then, in this fight, even though he came out on top, he ended up sitting on his pockets because, he became very easy for Tevin Farmer to read, right? Tevin was like, oh, I know what you're going to do. So now I got to really get around this. I'm going to get punched on a little bit, but I know I can punch on you, and I know exactly how to get you, and I'm going to work that tonight. So that's what I walked away feeling like.
Yeah, but again, I think it's because they slept on him. Also, you're right about the coaching. I'm not sure if I just feel like that seed got to be planted in his head to where like, you gotta be more aware at a world class. I seen Panda saying it like, if you want to fight the world class fighters, you got to get past him. But you gotta plant that seed in his head to where like, just sometimes you gotta like plant the seed, and a fighter will understand and start to do it. But you can't just plant that seed in the fight with a Shakur or Tank so that he could start to do it right there. Like, no, he has to get used to start doing it before that fight. and I like tell him like, yo, you if you want to fight world class fighters, you got to make adjustments on the fly. Pay attention to their habits and mistakes during the round, like during the fight, after every feint, after every punch they throw, or after every punch you miss. How are you missing it? Why are you missing it? Where are they going? How's their footwork? Are they resetting? Are they cross stepping? Are like things like that. You just got to take advantage of everything at the world class level. So I feel like if they just play, because he's not the rock'em sock'em regular type of fighter. He's a good fighter. He's shown spurts of being able to be smart. So you just gotta like for one plant that seed in there, and then get him practicing and used to that. Make it second nature for him, so that he's not trying to learn that during those type of fights, so that he already knows it. He already knows what to do. So
Right. 100%.
I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta go
Me
take
too.
my son his medicine.
yo,
All right,
appreciate y'all having me up here. You already know, man. I'm always here. Blue Blood Sports TV is the family. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate y'all having me up here, man. God bless both of y'all. God bless the chat.
Blessings,
Yeah.
brother. Appreciate you, Coda.
Blessings to
God
you,
bless.
Coda. Thank you. Yeah, Blue, another one in the
Another
books.
one in the books, my guy.
Salute
Another
to
one
everybody in the
books.
building for showing up, man. Y'all see my link, you know what I mean? Let's help build the platform up. Hit it if you ain't hit it yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know I'm out and about tomorrow. You know how my schedule is. I'm out and
Yes,
about,
sir.
bro. I'm moving around.
Yes, sir. So Tuesday we be back.
Exactly, man. I appreciate all you guys, man. Much love, man.
Yes, sir. Go subscribe and support my brother Claymore Rain. Link in the chat. Let me pin the link up. Link is pinned up in the chat, man. Go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe button, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So what we got for y'all, we gone. Peace.